years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and the Skinner Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Former resident.
Good evening, everybody. Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 High School Baseball this evening. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuy. Our cameraman is our intern Avery Newport. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Welcome into our pregame show brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. It is the crosstown rivals going head-to-head tonight as the Jefferson Cougars come into the game 6-0, hosting the 3-1 Washington Patriots. Tripp and Spencer, both teams were in action tonight. We'll start with the team that we did not see, and it was Washington picking up a 23-7 win against Spring Mills, and I'll let Tripp start first about that game.
Well, I mean, I watched the game a little bit there on Game Changer. Of course, we were doing the game at Musselman, so I seen where Spring Mills got out to Washington got to a big jump there, and Spring Mills kind of fought back, and I think it was 9 or 10 to nothing. Ended up looking up one time, it was 11-7, but apparently Washington settled in after that, and just they hit the ball really well last night. A lot of base hits. They ran the bases, so look for them to kind of take that momentum and springboard into tonight's game.
Yeah, 8 runs there in the top of the 7th to extend that 15-7 lead into the 23-7 victory. Washington with one of its best starts in years. But we saw yesterday Jefferson pick up a Mercy Rule victory, 14-0 in 5 innings against the Musselman Appleman. Spencer, you were on the call with Nick in that one, and a 7-run top of the first inning is what really got the Cougars fire going.
Yeah, it really did get the Cougars fire going, as you mentioned right there. And I think the bat of Griffin Horwitz really was what propelled them. 4 for 4 at the plate. He was a triple shy of the cycle. He had 5 RBIs, but not to forget, Cienfuegos had 3 RBIs in the ball game, and Sammy Roberts was pitching. He only pitched 2 1/3 innings with 28 pitches, and they got a 14-0, as you mentioned, Mercy Rule victory. So under 30 pitches, that means they took him out of the ball game after 1 out in the 3rd inning. So he could be available tonight. He can come out of the bullpen, which will always be good when you're facing a very tough team in Washington.
Well, there you go. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams fare after playing yesterday evening as well. Let's take our first 3-minute commercial break here on the Cody's Body Shop pregame show. When we come back, we will hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard. Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, skinnerfirm.com. Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back to the countdown to first pitch, brought to you by Cody's Body Shop here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, as well as our WRNR TV YouTube page. Colin McLaughlin on the call here for Jefferson against Washington. First pitch scheduled for 5 p.m. We will now hear from both teams' head coaches, starting with TJ DeSarno for the Washington Patriots, and then after that a 30-second break, and after the 30-second break will be followed by John Lowry Sr. as he talked to Trip Tobin earlier today. Here for Talk Radio, RNR and TV 10. Team team off to 3-1, 3 straight wins against the EPAC opponents. What's your team doing that like so far?
Well, we're depending a lot on our senior leadership and getting a lot of good at-bats and putting a lot of runs at it. So, had some pretty good pitching along the way as well, so it's kind of been a full team effort the whole way through. We're just hoping to continue that tonight.
Well, since you said the bats first, we'll start with 23 runs yesterday against Spring Hills. Lead there at the top of the 7th. Just play discipline, or is it getting the bat to the ball? Or a little bit of both?
I think we have a lot of kids that know how to hit and are really good at doing that. And from top to bottom, there's no real weak spot in our lineup. So we expect a lot of effort from 1 through 9.
What your team need to do to get a win here on the road?
Well, anytime you come around Jefferson, you know that they set the precedent in the area for a long time, and we have a lot of kids that are ready to put a good game together and go 1-0 tonight.
It's been 4 games now. You guys haven't played at home yet. What would it be like to finally get to play at home after this one?
Well, I think we've kind of taken on the mentality of road warriors so far to start off this season, but it'll be nice to finally get a home game on Saturday against another EPAC opponent.
Set lock on the mound.
He's good command of his pitches, very intelligent on the mound. Hopefully he can perform his own.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
John, last night came off a big win in the EPAC with Musselman. Tonight, going to face a tough Washington team, a team that, had you guys on the brink of elimination a couple times last year. Won the first game in the section, and then you guys came back actually in the winner take all game. They had got a pretty significant lead at one time, so a lot of names on that side of the field that you're familiar with, and you guys are kind of a new team this year with some new guys, lost a lot of guys. Or what do you feel about tonight's game?
Well, it's obviously it's a cross-county rival. It's an EPAC game. It's a sectional game. They have a great team. They return, I think, just about everybody intact. I think they lost a shortstop, but we know going into the season the talent that they have, and you can see by some of the games that they've already played, they've certainly lived up to their expectation, and that's the kind of game we expect tonight. We're going to have to play well. We're fortunate we got a really nice evening out here to play. I think everybody's excited about the game, so that's what high school baseball is all about.
Right. So this is your 50th year. This is the big year for you, right? And you have a totally different team, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But you have a lot of different teams you had last year. Last year you had a lot of 3-run home runs, had a lot of power up and down the lineup. Watching you the last couple of games, watching you looking at game trees, looking at stolen bases. Looks like this is a little bit of a different team that kind of switches places at second base, steals bases, uses speed, puts the ball on the ground, runs out, forces the other team to make plays. And so how do you feel about this team? And we don't want to go back, but at least last year's team was a special team with that kind of power, and this year's team is a little different. So how's your approach differ with a different style lineup this year?
Well, we do have guys who can run, and I think the key to it is to make other teams make plays. And, it's like the 7th inning last night with Musselman when they were at bat. They had a couple balls on the ground. One had a bad hop. They got on. We had a misplay on the other one. Then they hit a little ball that it was kind of an in-between play. So they ended up with the bases loaded, and they really haven't hit a ball that would be out of the infield. So, we're playing high school baseball here. And you're right. Last year was the exception to the rule in that regard. if you look at the flag tonight, it's blowing straight in. I'm not so sure that didn't help us a little bit. We played that team out of Virginia, Highland, because they hit some balls in the air that might have gone a little deeper, but they hadn't been for the wind. And even if Cullen was with us tonight, hitting the ball into this type of wind, sometimes it's for naught. So I think if you can keep the ball on the ground, eliminate the strikeouts, that's what we try to do. When we do have some guys come on, we try to encourage them to concentrate when they see balls in the dirt, advance. When the ball's thrown over the cutoff man, advance. And like last night, we had a play with a runner on second. They got a pass ball on a ball 4, and they had a deep backstop that allowed the runner to get to second. They throw it through, then they've got a real long throw to throw down to get him. So, we try to, if we work to those kind of things, I think they play to our advantage. And one thing, it's my 52nd year. I always like to mention Harpers Ferry High School because they gave me the start. That was a small high school that went into, make up Jefferson back 1973, I guess.
Well, good luck tonight on your 52nd year here tonight against Crosstown Rival Washington.
Okay, thank you.
As the national anthem concludes here, welcome back to Sager Field here at Jefferson High School. Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR. Your coaches' interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you are looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. Looks like we might start ahead of schedule. So, Nick, there back in the studio, if you can, just do the 1-minute close video, and we will wrap things up here on our Cody's Body Shop Countdown to First Pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Play ball! The pregame is over, and we're ready for today's opening pitch and the play-by-play. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, The Heffley Motor Company, The Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Right.
Well, we welcome you back here. Some ahead of schedule baseball now as we get ready for the first pitch between Jefferson and Washington. And your starting lineup brought to you by your first pitch, brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. One call will save you thousands. Call them at 304-267-9040. First pitch from Daquan Shipe, the pitcher for Jefferson, to Stottlemyre, who leads off for the Patriots. Fouled to the backstop for strike one against the Patriots here in the top of the first inning. Shipe sets for pitch number 2 here against the shortstop for Washington. Again fouled off, this time over to the first base dugout for strike 2. 0-2's the count to the leadoff batter for Washington. The lineup for the Patriots: batting first, Stottlemyre. Second is Wick. Third is Moore. Fourth is Reed. Fifth is Smith. Sixth is McCarthy. Seventh is Kerr. Eighth is Dunbar. Ninth is McCarthy. As this one ripped over to the second baseman, one-hop catch sent Fuego into right field. It's going to be a lead-off single for Stottlemyre to get things going for the Patriots.
That was a good at-bat for Stottlemyre. You come out, you lead off. You're not sure if they're going to take till they get a strike or if they're going to attack the first pitch. You're not sure the approach, but Daquan been throwing strikes, so it looked like Stottlemyre was ready to to unleash on the first pitch, but then he got behind, but he stayed behind that baseball, took it the other way, hit it really hard, and tough play for Cienfuegos. Has to be a single there.
That'll bring up the third baseman in Wick. He takes the first pitch from Shipe for strike one. Had my words mixed up there for a second. As your starting lineup's brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009, online at tripsfloorsanding.com. I had to make sure we got that in for you, Trip.
That's right.
Don't want you frustrated next to me. I'm in hitting range, so got to be careful. This one now hit for a single, again into right field. Bailey scoops it up, fires it in, but we'll have runners on first and second to start things off here for Washington.
Yeah, same thing. Ball's just kind of a fastball away. He stayed with it, and you got Daquan Shipe pitching, Ryan Hefner catching. You got Griffin Horowitz at third, Kinsler playing short, Cienfuegos at second, Noah Carter at first. Your outfields is left to right would be Corwine, Wobnitz, and Bailey.
First pitch to Moore, the third batter in the lineup for Washington. The lefty takes that pitch high and inside for ball one to Moore. You change headsets over there, Spencer? What's going on? As this pitch from Shipe, low for ball two to Moore.
Good take by Moore. It was a borderline pitch, but it was a pitcher's pitch. Moore's in a good position now, 2-0.
Shipe's third pitch to Moore. This time right down the middle for a strike. Makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out in the top of the first. Runners on first and second after back-to-back singles for Washington. This pitch breaks inside, almost hits Moore for ball 3.
Hey, Colin, I was going to give you some hitting statistics. You didn't turn me all the way up.
I had you up.
Not all the way up.
I didn't realize it needed to be all the way up, but glad to have you on the broadcast now, Spencer.
Yeah, I'm Spencer, Mr. Fix-It every problem we got today. So.
Well, we appreciate it as this one goes for ball 4. That loads the bases with nobody out and brings up the cleanup hitter and Reed for Washington.
Seems like a total opposite of yesterday for Jefferson. They were the ones up in the top of the first inning, and they were the ones that got the bases loaded.
Reed takes the first pitch for strike one against Shipe. Some windy weather here is your weather brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. A pitch from Shipe, a chopper by Moore up to the shortstop. Jefferson goes to turn 2. They do, as the shortstop and Kinsler fires it over to Carter. That'll be the 6-4-3 fielder's choice, but coming around the score is Stottlemyre, and that'll be a 1-0 game now in the top of the first. Washington leads Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, ball got in on, run in a little bit on Collin. It was just a tailor-made double play to Kinsler, so Jefferson, 2 outs, man on third here now.
We need a
first pitch to Smith, taken high for ball 1. Adjust my paper so that they don't blow away, and maybe I can pick up my phone to check the temperature and wind chill here for your weather. This pitch from Shipe going to be fouled over to the left side into the third base dugout.
63 degrees,
even the count at 1-1. So you can't complain there compared to this morning, Spencer.
No, but I can. The one thing I can't fix, I'm Mr. Spencer Fix-It-All today, can't fix the wind.
That is
that you're hearing through our microphone.
Very true. As this pitch from Shipe, again fouled off, this time over towards where I was originally parked. Might be towards your brand new car there, Spencer.
Oh.
You got a better angle than me. Did it hit it, or you just avoided the heart attack?
It hit the brakes on the bathroom, but it definitely gave me a little heart attack there.
I told you shouldn't park in that area. But it's this one again fouled off. Third straight foul ball for Smith. Keeps the count at 1-2, 2 outs. Washington on top, 1-0. This top of the first against Jefferson. Runner on third is Wick after he singled in the second spot of this lineup for the Patriots. Quan Shipe sets. Fastball just missing outside part of the plate. Evens things up at 2 apiece to Smith.
Daquan has a big chance here to get out of trouble. I mean, base load, nobody out. And if he gets Kobe here, they only give up 1 run. You know, that's a win for Jefferson at this point.
This pitch from Shipe. Scooped up by Hefner, keeps it in front of him, makes the count now full at 3-2. What was your point there, Tripp?
I just say with bases loaded and nobody out, if he gets out of here with just giving up one run, that's a big win for Jefferson. With a bad start to get off and just get away with one run.
Payoff pitch for Shipe just misses the outside part of the plate. So a second walk of the inning will put runners on the corners. Brings up the 6th batter in the lineup for Washington, number 9, the right fielder, Ryan McCarthy.
So you got men on first and third here, 1 out. Washington being the visitor, probably maybe the early aggressor. Kobe Smith with a lot of speed down there at first. So Jefferson's catcher, Ryan Hefner, comes out, gives the play, gives a signal. So we'll start to see some strategy here play out early in the game.
First meeting between these two teams as Shipe's first pitch, a breaking ball, catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1 against McCarthy. Last time they met 5 times, 4 wins for Jefferson, 1 for Washington. Fastball right down the middle. Running from first is Smith. Throw from Hefner, not in time, so that'll be a stolen base for Smith to have 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch was called a strike, though, so it'll be no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs for McCarthy. Runners on second and third. This one, grounder. Running towards it is Kinsler. The shortstop scoops it, fires it over to first base. It's going to pull Noah Carter off the back, but he makes the tag in time against McCarthy for the 3rd out of this half inning. 1-0 Washington leads Jefferson. Let's take a 1-minute break, and then we'll be back for the bottom of the 1st. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 7 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Tiffany Morton, Endocrinology. Dr. Zangeethan Parampanathan, Family Medicine. Dr. Heymanth Pillai, Hospitalist. Dr. Lauren Rover, Pediatrics. Dr. Ahmed Zamor, Hospitalist. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Kelly Shothius, Urgent Care. And Dr. Levi Stevens, ENT. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to Sager Field here. We'll get a look at the EPAC Baseball Roundup brought to you by Burke Schultz Harmon Jenkinson. Over 120 years combined experience as accident, injury, and disability lawyers. Go to burkeandschultz.com or call them at 304-263-0900. We play hardball. Currently going on in the EPAC right now, Martinsburg at Berkeley Springs. They're leading in the top of the 4th, 7-2. And other games in action right now is, or I guess getting going later today, is East Hardy hosting Hedgesville. That is a 6 p.m. first pitch at East Hardy. And there's one other game here, and I'm blanking on it, Colin.
I have it in front of me here on the papers. Hold on, let me try to just flip to my second page here.
I know it.
It is Musselman at Frankfurt.
That's what it is. Musselman at Frankfurt also happening today.
So appreciate that, Spencer.
It's not being live scored. But yes.
Well, has it started yet? It's only 5:05 right now.
It's at a 4 p.m. game.
Okay.
So back to last inning, Jefferson has to feel good about getting off that, out of that jam. Nobody out, bases loaded. Could have been a big inning. You've seen what happened yesterday when Jefferson got nobody out and bases loaded, how they exploded into that 7-run inning. So huge for Jefferson to get off that, get out of that trouble there.
Well, Sedlock's first pitch to Peyton Corwine will be taken for strike 1 to the leadoff batter for Jefferson. Bottom of the 1st. To start things off is Corwine. It's Adam Sedlock on the mound for the Patriots here this evening. This pitch going to be fly ball hit for Corwine. Going into center field just on the edge of the grass is the shortstop Braden Stottlemyre to make the catch for out number 1.
That's a big out right there, considering that Corwine got on base a couple times yesterday early. He walked, came all around the score, created a lot of trouble for Musselman.
That'll bring up the right fielder in Bailey. Thank you. As he steps into the right-handed box. 1 out, nobody on base. First pitch to Bailey from Sedlock. Going to be fouled off over to the first base sign for strike 1. Got a little magnet here as a souvenir for coming to Jefferson. It says the team with the most Class AAA championships in West Virginia with the logo. So appreciate a little gift there as we are sitting behind home plate here at Sager Field. This pitch high outside to even the count up at 1 apiece to Bailey.
So talking to the faithful here at Washington, we got Cam Moore behind the plate, generally a spot anchored down by Ty Broughton. Apparently Ty Broughton's come up with a stomach bug and is not here today, so hope he gets well soon. I know he'd love to be here. He's quite the competitor, and so just wanted to let Ty know we're thinking about him here.
As the pitch from Sedlock catches the outside part of the plate, Bailey takes strike 2 with 1-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on base for Jefferson. Corwine flew out to the shortstop earlier. This pitch now fouled off by Bailey. Keeps the count at 1-2 as it goes over our heads here behind home plate. More wind blowing in from the outfield and in, so it'll be difficult to see any home runs tonight like we saw yesterday from the man on deck for Jefferson, Finn Horowitz. Pitch from Sedlock. Going to be ripped by Bailey over to the shortstop. Stottlemyre scoops it up, fires it across the first base. Reed makes the catch for the out. That is 2 outs now. Sedlock puts him down from only 6 pitches, and that'll bring up Finn Horowitz.
Yeah, one thing about Sedlock being on the mound, I mean, myself personally, probably, thinking that you'd see Stottlemyre, maybe Reed on the mound tonight. Come see the lineup and see Sedlock, and one thing that certainly does, Sedlock's throwing the ball really well, and it allows Washington to have one of their best defenses on the field.
Sedlock first pitch, called strike 1 at the knees to Horowitz.
Yeah, Horowitz yesterday with 4 for 4, player of the game, 4 or 5 RBIs. On the opposite side, Washington with a big win. Reed was 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs. So both these lineups have the ability to put up big numbers.
Sedlock, next pitch. This one going to be ripped in the left center field at the wall. Making the catch is Josh McCarthy for the final out in the warning track. A loud out makes Jefferson go 3 up, 3 down at the end of 1. It's Washington 1, Jefferson nothing. We'll be back for the second inning after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We're accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back here for the top of the second inning. It is Washington on top of Jefferson, 1-0. Kerr Dunbar and Josh McCarthy due up to bat here to start the second. And it was a pretty good inning there for Washington to make Jefferson go 3 up, 3 down in that last half.
I still believe, it's very possible, and I believe deep down that if the wind isn't blowing that hard in, that ball gets out. That was a great play by the left fielder, McCarthy, because he got turned around, found the fence, then found the ball, and it kind of, the wind held it up there. But Griff, on a good day without the wind, that ball is leaving the park, and it's a 1-1 game.
Quan Shipe first pitch. Inside swing and a miss from Kerr for strike 1 to start off the top of the second inning. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 alongside me, Spencer Dupuis and Trip Tobin. Our cameraman, Avery Newport, back at the studios, Nick Verzolini. Shipe's next pitch, this one about foot level and inside, taking ball 1 to even the count at 1 apiece to Kerr. Kerr, the second baseman tonight for Washington.
Kerr has been swinging the bat well, multiple hit games in 2 of the 3 games, or 3 of the 4 games I believe they've played, and yesterday, once again, multiple hits. So Kerr's doing his job down here in this part of the lineup, turning it over. Actually had 4 hits yesterday and 5 at bats. And
as he hits this one on the third pitch, and an error by Kinsler as he ran up to it in the grass, but had a weird hop. So safe at first is Kerr on the error by the shortstop to start off this second inning.
Yeah, it just wasn't hit that hard. It was kind of a do-or-die play for Kinsler. He came in, knew what he had to do, and those plays are you make it or you don't. Possibly an infield single there, but I believe he had a shot if he comes up clean with it there, so they're going to have to go with the E6 on that one.
That brings up the designated hitter in Dunbar. He squares up the bunt. It's going to hit off home plate, come to the backstop for strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great play right there. Kind of a drag bunt, a bunt for a base hit there. You were probably looking at possibly a low-scoring game more than likely, so to get out there, move that runner over, but also give yourself a chance to get on. I like that. I like the, moving runners around playing baseball here.
Shipe throws over to first base. Carter doesn't put the tag on, as sliding safely is Kerr.
That was a good
before the ball really reached over there.
Good throw over there, because you obviously had the bunt down on the previous hit attempt, so he's going or thinking about it.
Fastball from Shipe. Dunbar chops it over. Third baseman scoops it up, fires it across the first for the fielder's choice. Out number 1, down goes Dunbar, but advancing to second is Kerr. So it'll be 1 out, runner on second, and McCarthy up the bat.
Griffin comes over, picks that ball up, very similar to the same placement that Kerr put the baseball, but because Brandon had turned the bunt, it brought Horowitz in a little bit. He intercepted that. He had a play at second. Ball came out of his glove and kicked around. He ended up just holding it and going to first for the shore out.
Shipe's first pitch, that's going to be a line drive into right field. Sliding in is Bailey to make the catch, and that'll hold the runner at second base. A great play there by Connor Bailey, diving forward, kind of on his knees in the grass to make the catch against Josh McCarthy. That could have been an RBI single if it got down in time, but now 2 outs. Go to the top of the order for Stottlemyre.
Great job by Kerr there with the awareness of staying back at second, because he could have easily thought that was going to drop in and go.
Breaking ball almost hit Stottlemyre in the head as he had to move out of the box for ball 1.
That definitely is down 9 out of 10 times, and those couple times was when Bailey's out there. Most right fielders do not make that play at high school. It was just a phenomenal read, phenomenal play. The ball was hit right on the nose. Right-hander, had a little tail to it, but that's usually gets by most right fielders, or at least gets down for a base hit.
1-0 count as throwing back is Shipe to second base. Fragos tried to put the tag on, but safe at second is Kerr on the pickoff attempt. 1-0 count with 2 outs, runner on second. Stottlemyre up to bat. Pitch from Shipe inside for ball 2. Stottlemyre singled to start off the top of the first, later scored, and that's where we are, 1-0 Washington against Jefferson. Shipe, fastball, just catches the inside part of the plate. 2-1's the count now to Stottlemyre.
Hey, great pitch, borderline pitch on the black. 2-0 counts, a good take on the Stottlemyre's part. Good pitch from Shipe.
His third pitch, a little bit inside below the knees, makes the count now 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter for Washington in the lineup.
First base is open early in the game, of course, so you don't want to give him anything really good to hit. Great hitter here at the plate.
And that's going to be hit over to the second baseman, past the glove of Cienfuegos. Rounding third, coming in to score is Kerr. RBI single, 2-0 Washington leads Jefferson in the second inning.
I believe that was a replay of the first time he hit the baseball. Hit it right to the right-hand side of Cienfuegos, and to his left, of course, to the right side of the field for Stottlemyre, but to Cienfuegos' left, and he just didn't come up with it for the second time. Ball just tailing away, hit hard, kind of a little bit of a bad angle, but great piece of hitting by Stottlemyre. It was 2-0 Washington.
Brings up Wick as Shipe throws over to the first baseman in a pickoff attempt to Stottlemyre, who walks towards the bag safely. Now gets another lead. Shipe sets, pitch to Wick. right down the middle for strike one. Wick also singled in his at-bat there in the first inning. It was back-to-back singles that got the bats rolling for Washington. Wick swings. This one grounded past Shipe over to the shortstop Kinsler. It's going to just underhand toss it to Cienfuegos to second base for the fielder's choice. Final out to end this top of the second, but not before Washington gets one across the plate. The Patriots lead Jefferson 2-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back here. Bottom of the second we go. Wabnitz, Hefner, Roberts due up for Jefferson in the 4, 5, 6 spots. Washington with back-to-back one-run innings leads Jefferson 2-0. And so far it's been so good for the team that comes in 3-1, but 3 straight wins, trying to upset Jefferson, who's the #1 ranked team in the state and undefeated on the year at 6-0.
Nice windy day here, beautiful. At least the temperature rose, and a lot different than what it was this morning, like you guys said. The sun's out.
Yeah,
but
this morning in some parts of the area there was some snow falling.
It didn't look like baseball season.
Adam Sedlock on the mound for Washington. First pitch, a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate, taken by Wabnitz for strike one.
Wabnitz, one of the taller players on the team, lanky, long stride, a lot of speed here, power. Tracks down about everything they hit in that outfield, so just a lot of varsity experience from last year, one of the leaders on the team here.
The delivery from Sedlock, another breaking ball down the heart of the plate for strike two to Wabnitz. Wabnitz just letting these two go by, steps out of the box, kicks the dirt around a little bit. Back into the box for his stance. Sedlock looking at Moore as catcher. The pitch, a fastball outside, goes by Moore for ball one, over to the third base dugout.
Yeah, I mean, not a good pitch. I mean, he could have, it wasn't quite where Moore called it for. Moore called an outside low fastball. It's a very good, call by the junior catcher here. Looks like he may be calling the game here, and again, not their regular catcher, but Moore certainly is a great catcher, and he's going to look like he's calling the pitches here. So Sedlock, of course, has the opportunity to shake, but 1-2 pitch, 0-2 pitch. He has to stay away from the number 4 hitter here. Try to get him to hit. Try to get Sedlock trying to get Wabnitz to hit his pitch.
Another fastball that's going to be hit by Wabnitz up the middle. Running to his left is Stottlemyre. The shortstop scoops it up, throws it over to Reed in time for out number 1 in the bottom of the second. Yeah. 6-3. Down goes Wabnitz for out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher and Hefner for Jefferson.
Yeah, at the moment, Stottlemyre looking really smooth out there short, gliding through the baseball, making good, strong throws over there. And, Jefferson has that speed, but because of Stottlemyre's arm, he's able to play back from the grass. A lot of shortstops have to play up, so he's able to have a little more range with that arm.
High fastball for the first pitch from Sedlock to Hefner for ball 1.
When you get a team like this with that kind of speed, you have to usually play up a step or two, but Stottlemyre's able to stay back, and that does give him a lot more range, and he's looking really good at the moment.
Next pitch from Sedlock, fouled off to the backstop by Hefner. Evens the count up at 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. It's 2-0 Washington on top here of Jefferson in the Jefferson County rivalry. It's the 52nd meeting between these two schools. Pitch from Sedlock, a fastball outside. Taking ball 2. Count now 2-1 to Hefner.
52, that might be the number of the day. John said, remember now, it's my 52nd year. 50 here, 2 at Berkeley.
52nd meeting. Jefferson leads the all-time series 39-12 against Washington. Washington, though, right now on top is this pitch from Sedlock. Outside, makes the count now 3-1 strike to Hefner.
You know, with Jefferson, they're not going to strike out a lot, so having a good defense behind you is huge. You know, not giving away free bases, and
especially with Jefferson's speed.
Yes, you don't want them on base causing all that havoc. As we've seen last night when the game with Musselman, and even in the pregame, talking to Coach Lowry, how they advanced multiple times just by using some heads-up base running.
Hefner took this last pitch for a strike. 3-2's the count, 1 out, nobody on base. Sedlock sets the windup and the pitch. It's going to be flown into the air. A high ball coming in on it at the shortstop area. Stottlemyre into the grass behind the pitcher's mound. Makes the catch for the out. That'll be 2 outs and bring up the designated hitter, Sammy Roberts. Roberts, yesterday's starting pitcher for Jefferson in the 14-0 win. Only threw around 30 pitches, so we possibly could see him here this evening at Sager Field if Jefferson wants to do so.
Yeah, 40 about around 28 pitches. They had a significant lead and just saved that arm for today.
Sedlock off-speed pitch taking strike 1 by Roberts.
Sedlock coming through the lineup, you know, using all his pitches to get outs the first time through. You know, Jefferson, you know, if they can get this lineup turned over, you know, we'll see most of his pitches.
Next pitch just touches the outside part of the plate for strike 2 to Roberts. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Jefferson, possibility now to go 3 up, 3 down, back-to-back half innings. It's Adam Sedlock ahead in this count against the designated hitter who calls time right before the pitch.
It was a little late.
Yeah, it was almost looking like Sedlock was in the mid-windup. So we'll wait for everybody to get back into position here. Sedlock puts his back foot on the bump.
Roberts hitting 455 so far this year, 8 RBIs.
Pitch from Sedlock, fastball, swing and a miss. Down goes Roberts. 3 up, 3 down go Jefferson yet again. Washington leads 2-0. To the third we go after this break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body. Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to Sager Field. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Our cameraman is our intern Avery Newport. Back at the studios, Nick Verzolini. To the top of the third we go. Washington up to bat. And due up for the Patriots. Looks like will be Moore, Reed, and Smith. It's the left-hander into the box against Shipe here. Moore walked in his last at bat as the wind howls here through our mics. The first pitch taken, ball 1 to Moore.
You're starting to hear the Washington team in the dugout, the crowd kind of picking up momentum. It's kind of in Washington's way. Washington realized they can play with Jefferson here. And
next pitch from Shipe, another ball. 2 more, 2-0's the count.
So, you know, they kind of shook off the nerves there and got the 2-0 lead. Now they're starting to get a little loud.
Next pitch for fastball high and inside, 3-0 to Moore.
Moore, one of the guys on the team with speed, can run even though he is the catcher. I doubt you see someone run for him unless they have someone faster in that dugout if you should get on.
Shipes pitch right down the middle, 3-1 now to Moore.
Yeah.
It was the same count last time against Moore before he walked. Trying to do so again here. This one just touches the inside part of the plate. Count now full at 3-2 to Moore.
Good take, good pitch. Just good baseball there. Ball was in.
Payoff pitch to Cam Moore. Ripped, grounder. Sliding is Cienfuegos, the second baseman, under the glove into the outfield. A lead-off single for Moore to start off the top of the third inning.
And it just seems like for Jefferson, they may have just done too much yesterday. It just seems like they're having a hard time reaching balls. I mean, the win obviously has something to do with that. It just seems like on offense and defense they're a little sluggish so far.
Reed rips this one into right center field. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, past the glove of Connor Bailey. Going to second base now is Reed. He's going to slide in safely. Over at third is Moore. A double after the single. Nobody out. Washington's bats on fire so far this evening here at Center Field.
Yeah, I know the last time up bases loaded and nobody out, Connor Reed hit into the 6-4-3 double play. He was discussing with himself a little bit. Came over, and you know he's a great guy. Comes to the plate with a plan, and he ripped that ball into center field, into right center field. You know, Cam Moore scores on that play if Connor Bailey's not out there on his horse and cutting that ball off and never even made it to the fence.
First pitch from Shipe to Smith. Outside ball one. Just Washington so far with 6 hits tonight at Shipe. This pitch, another outside fastball, 2-0 count for Smith.
This wind is just going crazy right now.
Yeah. Again, like, you know, when Horowitz just got a little bit under his.
Yeah.
It looks like we might have a mound visit here for Jefferson.
Coach Cross is sending all the infielders back, so it's going to be a one-on-one with Daquan. Kind of calm him down here, keep him in the game, hitting the spots. It's men on second and third. You know, I think they have to go up and talk to him about possibly a bunt, you know, a safety squeeze, a push bunt, something to that effect. Also let him know the first base is open. You know, you don't want to go right down the gut here, but you want to continue to fish around fat corners, pitch your game, just give him a little bit of a confidence builder, tell him, hey, our team's going to score some runs. You know, we'll give you some run support. You're going to have to dig in here and show us what you got. So I think it wasn't really, you didn't see anything about talking to him about his technique or anything there. It just looked like a little bit of a confidence building mound visit there.
45 pitches so far for Daquan Shipe here in the third. This one fouled off over towards us, hits the brick in the backstop. 2-1 count now to Smith. The runners both in scoring position on second and third after a double and a single to start off this third inning. Nobody out. Left-handed batter for Smith in the box against Shipe.
Infield's back.
So this one's going to be a grounder over to the second baseman. Cienfuegos makes the play for the fielder's choice. It'll be 1 out. Runner crosses the plate. 3-0 Washington leads, and Reed on third base to bring up Kerr.
He had been on second and third. You know, nobody out. Jefferson opted to stay back on defense. And now with 1 out and a man on third, they're going to bring the defense in. So either, you know, that was a left-hander there. All he had to do is pull the ball to the left side, or excuse me, to the right side, which he did. Great piece of hitting error just to take that run, take that opportunity to score that run.
Shipe's first pitch to Ryan McCarthy, hit into center field. Wobnitz runs over to his right, makes the catch, throws it into the cutoff man, and it goes by the cutoff man to the catcher. One hops off the knee of Hefner, so the sac fly going to score Reed. Washington now up 4-0 against Jefferson in the third.
Yeah, went actually into Shipe's hand there, and would have been a pretty interesting play if the runner was about 1 second behind.
Yeah, I mean, the ball wasn't hit that deep, but wind held it up. but my concern on that play, Reed came in standing up. He hit the plate when those metal cleats had slid, so he did kind of land on it a little bit awkwardly. Hopefully he didn't twist that ankle or anything, but he kind of ran off.
Kerr took the first pitch for strike one, swings through the second breaking ball from Shipe for strike two. So now 0-2 count. 2 outs, nobody on base for Washington. As Kerr fouls this off, a pole there for the backstop, and it goes off the pole into the first base dugout at Jefferson's. Keep the count at 0-2. Shipe trying to get out of this inning, but Washington so far tonight has been the aggressor here at Seger Field. See Shipe a little bit tired, it seems like, out there, huffing and puffing, as another foul ball to the first base side against Kerr. Keeps the count at 0-2.
I think what you're seeing is, Washington just, Coach DeSarno said early in the pregame, a lot of tough outs in this lineup. That wears you out.
Breaking ball, inside corner, called strike three. Down goes Kerr, the first strikeout for Daquan. Shipe ends the third, but not before 2 runs cross the plate. It's Washington 4, Jefferson nothing. 1 minute break, then we'll be back for the bottom of the third. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here. We're at Jefferson High School for West Virginia High School Baseball. Seger Field, the venue. And Jefferson currently trails the visiting Washington Patriots 4-0. And it's the 7, 8, 9 batters due up in Carter, Cienfuegos, and Kinsler for the Cougars of Jefferson High. So far, it's been a clean outing for Adam Sedlock, the pitcher for the Patriots.
Has some good defense behind him, throwing strikes. Again, he starts off Noah Carter here with a curveball to start. So what that does is it shows these guys his pitches the first time through. So it'll be interesting as he comes through the second time if Jefferson doesn't make adjustments. Look at that, look for a curveball early, or if he pitches backwards continually.
Grounder right back to Sedlock. He bobbles it, able to scoop it up in time, throws it over to first, out number 1 against Carter. That'll bring up Cienfuegos. The right-hander looks over to and coach and John Lowry Sr. there on the third base side to get the signal before stepping into the box.
Cienfuegos last night, not a big man of stature, but played really big at the plate, hit the ball well, a lot of RBIs.
First pitch fastball on the inside corner for strike 1 to Cienfuegos. Wind ripping, feels like this time over from the right field area as the American flag there in center coming in. Big swing and a miss from Cienfuegos. Had his feet wobbling there a little bit too. 0-2 count now. Sedlock.
Curveball kind of looked fat to Cienfuegos. He jumped on it, then he realized it was cutting the weight. He tried to chase it and threw mid-swing.
Sedlock trying to get a second strikeout as this fastball takes a bounce into the dirt before home plate. That'll make the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cienfuegos. Jefferson down 4-0. Trying to get the bats rolling. Has not had a hit yet tonight.
Sedlock's delivery to Cienfuegos. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cienfuegos. Second strikeout for Sedlock. That'll bring up the shortstop in Kinsler.
It looked like a changeup. I mean, it didn't really move. It certainly had a fastball, grip. It looked like. I mean, it had a fastball delivery, and it just kind of fell off the table there. So 3 pitches here from Sedlock. It appears from our vantage point that he's throwing a changeup, curveball, fastball here and spotting it pretty well.
As Kinsler went to butt, pulls the bat back, takes this fastball outside for ball 1. Looks like we got some action over in the first base side bullpen for Jefferson. I believe that's Wabnitz warming up pitching-wise. Might see him come next inning.
Yeah, Wabnitz is down there loosening up.
Sedlock's pitch, a curveball, just misses for ball 2 to Kinsler.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. Another great pitch there. Sedlock's in command of his pitches at the moment. Last pitch, you seen Kinsler kind of squared upon it. Sometimes when a guy's in a groove like that, best thing he can do is square around, kind of break his rhythm, maybe lay down, get him off the mound. Anything they can to get Sedlock out of his rhythm here.
Sedlock, high fastball to Kinsler. 3-0 count now to the 9th batter in Jefferson's lineup.
You don't want to, nothing against Kinsler, but you don't want to put the number 9 guy on the face at top.
And he does. Is this a 4-pitch walk to Kinsler will end what could have been a perfect game. That'll bring up the top of the lineup for Jefferson in Peyton Corwine. Corwine steps into the left-handed box with a runner on first now after that walk issued by Sedlock. First walk issued by him tonight.
Yeah, looking around now, the park is loading up. The hill full of people. Looks like the girls softball team from Washington's here.
Looks like the JV baseball team from Jefferson here as well over to our right. Great crowd here at Seger Field. First pitch, Corwine going to be taking strike 1 from Sedlock.
Yeah, loaded with the curve, and they just watch it go by. It's kind of ingrained in you not to hit that curveball first pitch for your pitch, and Sedlock's using it to his advantage. A lot of times, unless they hang that curveball, do you want to be swinging it at the pitcher's pitch? So again, Sedlock using all his pitches. This is the second time through, so we'll see what adjustments that Jefferson's coaching staff and players are going to make here at their approach at the plate.
Sedlock ball catches the outside part of home plate. Count now 0-2 to Corwine with 2 out. Runner on first for Jefferson here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Sedlock's getting strikes, but not throwing the ball right directly to the plate. And that's what you need to do as a pitcher. You need to stay out of the heart of the plate, and he's doing a great job of that at the moment.
Runner advances from first over to second to throw down. Not in time for more. So a successful stolen base for Kinsler, as the pitch was also a ball to make the count now 1-2 to Corwine.
So Sedlock's first start was the first game of the season versus Loudoun Valley. He went 4 innings, faced 22 batters, had 71 pitches, had a no decision, but he gave up 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, only 2 strikeouts, and he's dealing so far today. A totally different ball game for him from that game.
Behind him, this pitch going to be a high breaking ball to even the count up at 2 apiece.
One thing about Jefferson, they do a great job of keeping stats, keeping year-to-year stats, even on baseball players that they play against. Sedlock was pretty much hurt last year, didn't throw a lot, so that plays into his advantage as the coaching staff doesn't have a tremendous, to have a book on him to understand exactly what pitches he's going to throw in certain situations, his tendencies. So they don't have that book as he throws down low to Corwine, locked up well by
So the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. The bottom of the 3rd, it's 4-0. Washington leads Jefferson. Corwine trying to get Jefferson on the board. Payoff pitch from Sedlock going to be fouled over to the third base side into the parking lot to keep this at bat alive for Peyton Corwine. So far, Sedlock tonight only 37 pitches in.
Like I say, back to the top of the lineup here, 3-2 count, 2 out.
One thing about that throwdown,
to Kinsler. Kinsler got a lot of speed, but Cam Moore made it really close. So that fact that that might hold some running now for Jefferson.
Sedlock's pitch, fastball, a grounder over to third baseman. Wick scoops it up, fires it across the diamond, gets Reed off the bag, but tags out for Washington. And that'll be the third out of this inning. Shutout stays alive. It's 4-0 Washington leads Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WR and RNTV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
We welcome you back here, just trying to make sure our pitch count is correct. This looks like Shipe will still be on the mound here to start off the top of the fourth inning.
He's got 53 pitches.
Got him at 53 pitches. All right, I was off by 2, it looks like, but that's okay. It is 4-0 Washington on top on the road here against Jefferson. Is Shipe's first pitch to Dunbar. It's going to be a chopper over to Horowitz at third. He throws it across to Carter. 1 pitch, 1 out to start off this fourth inning.
Strikes at 53 pitches, 36 of them for strikes. Got a couple walks, 1 strikeout, 5 hits, 4 runs. 3 of them are earned so far, and there's 3 in the third. And it looks like Sedlock's around 39 pitches, 26 for strikes, and 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no runs, no hits.
That brings up McCarthy. He'll take this first pitch for strike 1 against Shipe. This next one, a breaking ball, big swing and a miss from McCarthy, as it looked like it was more of a golf swing than a baseball swing for strike 2. Third pitch from Shipe, fouled off over the first base dugout. Josh McCarthy will stay alive here in this at bat. Keeps the count at 0-2 with 1 out. Shipe, coming into today, had 7 strikeouts on the year. He already has 1 so far. This one going to be flown high, and it might hit the press box. It might have just went behind it, but back-to-back foul balls from McCarthy. The count will remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Everybody looking up at that one. Good thing we all have sunglasses here to keep the sun out of our eyes as well. Beautiful day here in Jefferson County at Sager Field in the 60s, but very, very windy. And that has kept some balls into the air and may or may not have, as this one fouled into the glove of the catcher, Hefner for the strikeout. McCarthy goes down swinging for out number 2. But as I was saying, most likely kept a home run inside the park, or excuse me, what would have been a home run there for Finn Horowitz in the first inning.
Yeah, Finn got really squared that ball up, I believe. You know, on a day not so windy, that ball gets her over the fence.
First pitch from Shipe, breaking ball down the middle, strike 1 to Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre 2 for 2 today, with 2 singles in his at-bats there in the first and second innings. This one inside for ball 1 to even the count up at 1 apiece to the shortstop for Washington.
And if Shipe can get out of this inning, he could benefit from this short inning and potentially be able to come back in the next inning.
Both of Stottlemyre's base hits were mirror images of each other as they went very hard to Sanfuego's left and to the right side out into right field. They were almost exactly the same place.
This one ripped down the first base line, hooking, foul, and out of play to even the count up at 2 apiece for Stottlemyre.
Last night at Spring Mill, Stottlemyre got one down the right field corner, and they threw over the cutoff man. He ended up coming all the way around to score for it looked like a triple with possibly an overthrow, or I'm not sure if it was scored a triple with a throwing error, or if it was scored a home run, but it stayed inside the park there. But tearing up that right field corner here, spraying the ball around really well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This pitch from Shipe in the dirt to Stottlemyre will make it a full count now.
Stottlemyre doing an extremely good job of being, lead off this year. Last year we've seen Kobe Smith all year leading off, and rightfully so, did a great job there too. But got the senior here, the shortstop that they were headed off to Shepherd here in the fall, so moved up into this spot and doing a great job of it.
Payoff pitch from Shipe. Going to be fouled off again by Stottlemyre. Keep the count at 3-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. For those of you just tuning in, it is 4-0 Washington on top of Jefferson here in this crosstown rivalry in EPAC baseball. Fly ball into right field. Stottlemyre will fly out. Coming in on it is Connor Bailey to make the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down go Washington in the 4th. The first time they haven't scored in a half inning. We'll take a 1-minute break, then be back for the bottom of the 4th. It is Washington 4, Jefferson nothing. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to Seger Field. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. So glad that you are tuning in however you are. It is Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuy on the headsets with me. Our intern Avery Newport is our cameraman, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for Jefferson for the bottom of the 4th, and Bailey, Horowitz, and Wobnitz. As Bailey trots his way out to the right-handed batter's box. He grounded out to the shortstop in the 1st inning for the 2nd out there. As right now, Jefferson, after back-to-back games, scoring 14 runs in each of them, been shut out so far as this first pitch from Sedlock to Bailey in the dirt for ball 1.
About a 56-footer. Made it to almost the dirt in front of the plate there. He dunked it, so must have got a bad release there on it or something there. But kind of release point here again, settle in. Bailey with a lot of speed. You want to keep him off the bases if at all possible. Once again, Jefferson calling timeout right as Sedlock comes set. Anything they can do to unsettle him. The calling timeout, squaring the bunt, what have you. You're seeing the baseball. The IQ start to play in this game. In some veteran moves here.
Sedlock sends the delivery of fastball. Called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Evens the count to Bailey at 1 apiece. That's the 41st pitch by Sedlock tonight. He's had 2 strikeouts so far, only allowed 1 walk, and 0 hits for Jefferson so far. Sedlock's pitch. Breaking ball that never breaks over the head of Bailey. Makes the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Lost the grip on that one. You could almost see it kind of knuckle his way in here, like it might have been some type of change-up or a circle change or something that just he didn't get a hold of and carry it down and follow through and just stayed up high near his head.
Fastball going to be fouled off over our heads out of play. Evens the count up at 2 apiece now for Bailey.
I guess if you're going to throw up and in, you might as well throw hard and away. Usually hard and in and soft and away. He went soft and in, hard away. So everything he's working it backwards here.
And it's worked so far for him. Sedlock shakes off the first pitch choice of Cam Moore's. agrees with the next one. It's a breaking ball, just missing below the knees, makes the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bailey, who's the leadoff batter here for the bottom of the 4th.
Billy I believe he led off yesterday at the Boston game. So, when Corwine bats 9th or 1, I mean, they're a 1-2 punch regardless of how you set them up in the lineup, 9-1 or 1-2. Bailey's extremely hard out at any position in the lineup.
Sedlock fastball, that's going to be flown out into left center field. Backtracking is Stoudemire, the shortstop. He couldn't find the ball. It's going to land into the left field, and that's going to end this no-hitter. Bailey, a lead-off single to bring up Finn Horowitz.
This is just what Jefferson need to start to get things going here. A blooper single that should have really been caught. Maybe that kind of gets things moving here for the Cougars.
Yeah, Brayden Stoudemire went a long way and then kind of just give up, hoping he'd see Kobe there, but Kobe was deep, and he just couldn't get there in time and just fell in no man's land. Another
timeout called. Couldn't tell if it was just the umpire calling time or if Horowitz did call time. I never saw him raise his hand, but it must have been a verbal time as he steps back into the right-handed box. Horowitz last time, fly ball out there to left field that made it all the way to the warning track. First pitch, a fastball called strike 1 to Horowitz from Sedlock.
Sedlock getting those strikes again by not going over the heart of the plate. That cut the black on the outside corner, and that's where you got to live with a team like this. Again, with Cam Moore throwing down last time and almost getting Kinsler, it might slow the running game down Jefferson a little bit. We'll have to see if they're willing to run again.
4-0. Washington leads Jefferson here in the bottom of the 4th. Sedlock throws over, keep the runner at bay, and Bailey on first.
Bailey with a lot of speed, but Jefferson can't afford to give up an out, so they're going to have to be very confident they can make that base with 12 outs and 4 runs down.
Breaking ball high, taking ball 1 by Horowitz to even the count at 1 apiece.
That was right in front of his eyes.
Yeah, just had to little dodge backwards for Horowitz there in the right-handed box. Back in now. Sedlock sets. Line up in the delivery. 1 hops past the catcher and Cam Moore. That's easily going to allow Bailey to advance to second base on the wild pitch. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Horowitz. So a runner threatening now in this shutout for Washington so far, but with nobody out and a runner on second, and arguably the best hitter in the lineup for Jefferson up to bat.
Sedlock just, he's missed a bat a couple times this inning. He was all around the plate. There's 3 different pitches that 4 pitches actually, 2 up and 2 down. 2 that were in on the Jefferson hitters up to their helmets, and then 2 that kind of dunked and didn't make it to the plate. So a little bit of disruption by the Jefferson hitters, calling timeout. Second time through, Sedlock trying to place the ball, kind of throw darts, and let it just throw here. So he needs to settle back in and do what got him to this point.
2-1 count. Pitch from Sedlock to Horowitz. It's going to be a ground ball over to the second baseman. Kerr fires it across to the first baseman, Colin Reed, for the fielder's choice out. But advancing on the ground ball to third is Bailey. It'll be 1 out. Wabnitz up the bat with a runner on third.
Now you get a runner within 90 feet of scoring a run, and you didn't get a hit, but that's the next best thing you can get.
Yeah, anytime you can move the runner from second to third by hitting the ball on the right side, it creates a good quality at bat there. Of course, Jefferson probably would like to have seen a little more out of their 3-hitter, but stayed within himself and did a job there, and then they have to get that 0 off the board one way or the other.
Sedlock's first pitch to Wabnitz misses the outside part of the plate for ball 1.
It seems like Sedlock's starting to unwind a little bit here. He was doing really, really well through the first few innings, and now in this inning it seems to be a little harder for him to get some outs, and pitching-wise it just seems like he's throwing a few more balls.
This pitch, breaking ball, check swing. It looks like Wabnitz just held back the bat. It'll be 2-0 now to Wabnitz.
So, yeah, we can't really check because Carroll's out behind the pitcher in the D. So, the right-handed batter, nobody at first, as far as an umpire goes. So,
Fastball fouled off, way out of play there on the first base side. Makes the count now 2 balls and 1 strike for Wabnitz. Wabnitz led off the second inning, and his only at bat, it was a put out by the shortstop in Braden Stottlemyre to start that one off. So he's 0 for 1 today, but has an opportunity at an RBI here with Bailey on third base. In this 4-0 deficit, as Washington leads. This breaking ball almost gets by Moore. The catcher keeps it in front of him. Count now at 3-1 to Wabnitz.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice to have. Again, Ty Broughton is home sick, and again, we're thinking about him, but to have a backup catcher, or at least another catcher, I wouldn't say backup because they can't do it, to come in there and be able to swallow up pitches like that, keep the ball in front, and be a wall with a man on third is just a tremendous asset to this team.
Next pitch from Sedlock going to be hard ground ball just underneath the glove of the shortstop Stottlemyre. RBI single for Wabnitz, puts Jefferson on the board for the first time this inning. It is 4-1. They only trail by 3 now. 1 out, runner on first, and up to bat is Hefner.
I'm going to have to give him an error. I know it was hit hard, but he kind of gave it the backhand, give it the alley-o. He kind of olayed it, and but what that does, it goes back to Griffin Horwitz's at bat where he moved the runner over. Just shows, veteran. It shows that he's a veteran, not selfish, not trying to, hit a 2-run home run, but just move the runner. It's just big for the Jefferson team to stay within themselves, do what, play the game the right way, and move runners around and to make things happen. I'm sure Coach John Lowry said, hey, we got to get rid of that goose egg on the board one way or the other. And so great piece of hitting by the, top of the lineup here, 2, 3, 4 guys.
And it looks like they agreed with you there on game changer in the error by the shortstop.
Yeah.
This one going to be a roller over to the third baseman. Fires it over to Stottlemyre at second for out number 1, but the throw not in time to the first baseman and Reed. So the fielder's choice will get out number 2, but Hefner safe at first.
Yeah, just a ground ball. Great play. Try to turn 2 there, and Jefferson, of course, Washington having this little bit of a bad inning here, I guess you could call it, giving up the run and error. The couple of things going on. A couple pass balls here. Sedlock giving Cam Moore a little bit of work out. With 2 outs, man on first, still with a lead of 3-run lead, which was 4, but now a 3-run lead. It's just they're still in a good position. They just need to settle in, weather the storm here. And on the other side, Samuel Roberts of Jefferson needs to extend this inning as long as possible and, keep chipping away this lead.
As he bloops this one over towards the first base dugout, first baseman Reed and the catcher Moore runs over to the fence, but it's out of play for strike 1 by Sammy Roberts. His nickname there for football was Slingin' Sammy Roberts, as he was the quarterback for the Cougars right now, trying to be Slammin' Sammy Roberts.
Yeah, he certainly has power. Last night we seen him drive the ball into the gap, so a lot of power there.
Sedlock sets there on the bump. Pitch, a high fastball, evens the count up at 1 apiece to Roberts. It is 4-1. Washington still leads Jefferson, but Jefferson has finally ended the shutout here in this bottom of the 4th inning. It was an RBI there by Wabnitz to score Bailey.
So with Kinsler staying on the bag, correct? That tells you that the catcher there has some speed. They're not willing to take the courtesy runner that's given to him for free to let him run. So if Sammy can find something in the gap here with 2 outs, there's going to be no hold up there at first. It could cut that 4-run deficit in half that this inning started with.
Pitch from Sedlock, another pitch that stays high for a 2-1 count now to Roberts. That has been a continuous theme, surprisingly, here in this 4th inning. We hadn't seen it that much until now. Sedlock's pitch is staying upstairs.
Yeah, he's not finding his release point here. He's really trying to place the baseball instead of throw the baseball.
Another pitch, this time outside for a ball. That is his 60th pitch, 22nd of this inning.
Came in with basically 40, and he's thrown 20 this inning, so 3 innings with 39, 40 pitches, and then 1 inning with 20 pitches. So that's how the game changes at this level. And Jefferson just kind of stays in, hanging around, you know.
Another high pitch inside. That's going to be a walk issued again by Sedlock. This time against Roberts, puts runners at first and second and brings up Carter.
Got Coach JT's just starting to go off the bucket over talking to his coaching staff. You know, maybe looking to get somebody up. You know, 3-run lead can get away from you real quick. You know, 4-run lead can get away from you real quick. It's down to 3 now, and with 2 outs, you know, last thing you want to do
another
is
timeout.
And that's the you know, Jefferson's going to continue to you know, to think on the mound. They're calling timeout, something that I'm sure they're being told to kind of disrupt Sedlock a little bit. It's working this inning pretty well.
First pitch from Sedlock. It is low to Carter for ball 1.
You see the wow on Sedlock's face on that one, and so he's starting to show some emotion. Had great mound presence at this point. First time he's shown any emotion, but the pitch was in the heart of the plate, just a little low, according to home plate umpire C.L. Baker.
Sedlock looks behind him at the runner at second base as there's runners on second and first. And stepping into the box again, calling time, is Carter.
You know, the umpire doesn't have to give the time, you know, each time they call it, you know, as it becomes repetitive here. But, you know, it's you know, if Sedlock was taking a lot of time, I could see, but he's really not. So,
fastball just below the knees for ball 2. That one was looking pretty close. It might have been inside.
We got a pretty good view here. It's hard for us to say we don't have a great view, but we're just behind C.L. Baker. Both those pitches just missed. If anything, they're just a little low there. But Jefferson definitely extending this inning. Like I said, same need to extend it. Now you got Noah to 2-0 count extending it.
Sedlock's pitch. This one just breaks inside. Finally gets the strike, to the pleasure of the Washington faithful to our left. He makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for Jefferson. It is 4-1. Washington leads the Cougars with runners on first and second for Jefferson here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch fastball fouled off over to the first base side, out of play towards the softball field here at Jefferson High School. Evens the count up at 2 apiece.
Regardless of what happens, you know, this inning or this next pitch, or if Noah, you know, gets a RBI base hit, walks, or what have you, you know, in this at bat, Jefferson's done a great job this inning of knocking, you know, of getting Sedlock to throw more pitches and just disrupting his timing and his pitching to the plate.
This pitch looks like a release point wasn't there for Sedlock. 3-2 count now for Carter.
2 outs. Everybody's going to be running. You know, if Carter can find a gap here, it can be 4-3 real easily. Sedlock's got to, you know, has to feed him a pitch that he can hit. You don't want another walk here and face another batter. So
another timeout called by Carter. Sedlock not happy with that one being allowed, as it looked like he was almost finished with his windup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 67th pitch coming here.
Yeah, that's
from Sedlock.
A little late. I think, you know, at some point in time, CL has to understand what's going on here, the reasoning behind it. You know, that's just my opinion.
Called strike 3. Sedlock's 3rd strikeout of the game, puts down Carter, leaves the runners on first and second. But not before 1 run across the plate for Jefferson. At the end of 4, it's Washington 4, Jefferson 1. We'll be back after this 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
To the top of the fifth we go. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis on the call with me. It is 4-1. Washington leads Jefferson. Wick, Moore, Reed. Two up, the 2-3-4 batters for Washington.
You see Jefferson that inning chip away. You know, it was the fourth inning. You know, they still had 4 at bat starting. Bailey leads off with a single. Then, you know, nice job by Griffin Horowitz after the fastball to move him over. Then an error and a fielder's choice and a walk. And it took down to a 3-2 out strikeout. So a very long extended inning for Jefferson, just what they needed.
First pitch from Shipe behind the back of Wick for ball 1.
Good behind him.
There in the third inning, we saw, I believe it was Wabnitz warming up for Jefferson in the bullpen, but so far Shipe has stayed out there. His fastball outside for strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good last inning. I mean, he came out, I believe it was a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, 1-2-3 inning, the only one that he's had so far tonight.
I think he could, like Spencer said, I think he earned himself another inning after out number 2. Spencer led to the fact that if he can get himself out of here soon, have a quick inning, he can certainly make a case for coming back out of this. So he's battling back here.
This one, a high fastball, makes the count now 3-1 to Wick. Wick, 1 for 2 so far today.
You got Daquan out there doing some mound repairs, making it better for him. Suddenly the mound is a bit of an issue or got a hole dug in it or something.
3-1 count to Wick. Fastball off the glove of Hefner, the catcher, outside. Ball 4, leadoff walk for Wick. Put him on first base to start the 5th inning.
And in all of our broadcasts, we see these leadoff walks. A lot of time to come around to score, so let's see if Washington can. So we're getting a pitching change here probably this time as John comes out in that cross as he's pointing to Wabnitz. So I wish it was the Trips Floor Sandy pitching change, but it's the Heffley Motor pitching change.
Yep, let us first take a 1-minute break, and then we'll be back to see all the changes that are being made. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Welcome back to Sager Field here on the campus of Jefferson High School. Pitching change. Those are brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Coming in for Jefferson, replacing is Sam Wabnitz. He'll come to the mound, and going to center field is
Cole Lewis.
Cole Lewis. Now to Colin McLaughlin with the play-by-play.
Thank you. I was just trying to make sure that's the only switches, and it looks like it is. So Wabnitz, the hard-throwing righty, will come into relief as Jefferson trails 4-1 here in the top of the 5th with a runner on first after Shipe's day is finished. It ended with a walk to start off this 5th inning against Wick. That'll bring up Moore. Now it looks like Shipe finishes the 4 innings allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned with 3 walks and 2 strikeouts.
On 71 pitches, 47 for strikes.
We're going to see what this leadoff walk does and see if Wobman can shut the door here, give his team a chance to win or keep coming back. You know, we see out here where Washington scored a run in the first, run in the second, 2 in the fourth, and then put a 0 in the fourth. So we can continue to put them zeros up for Washington as Jefferson fights back.
First 2 pitches from Womnitz to Moore, taking 2 straight balls to make the count 2-0.
I think they've set the tone that, or C.L. Baker set the tone that he's not a low ball strike caller here tonight. So, you know, you're not getting that low strike that you might get from other umpires, and he's been consistent. So, you know.
This one, a fastball right down the middle to Moore for strike 1 to put the count at 2-1.
And, Colin, we're at the point in the ballgame where you got to think this would be a huge win for Washington over their crosstown rival.
It would. It'd be the first loss of the season for Jefferson, as well as this one grounded over to the second baseman. Cienfuegos scoops it, tosses it to Kinsler, who tags second base for out number 1 to get Wick out, but Moore on the fielder's choice will be over at first.
And like Jefferson, Washington will leave Moore out there to run. He's extremely good base runner. Usually plays left field most of the time when Broughton's here. And, you know, he's a steal threat over there as well, 4-1 lead. Certainly an opportunity to push some buttons here, but Reed a double up last time, so.
That brings up Reed, and the throw from Womnitz off the glove of Carter for the pickoff goes all the way to the fence on the first base side. So Moore will advance on the throwing error to second base.
It never fails that when you get a runner on first, and generally with a walk or an error or something, it always seems like a pass ball, you know, a throw in the dirt on a pickoff, whatever, and next thing you know, the guy's on second at this level. So now he's already in scoring position without trying to have the steal, and Colin Reed at the plate.
Womnitz's first pitch to Reed, taken for strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. 1 out, runner on second.
Reed is certainly a dangerous hitter in this lineup. They're a junior with a lot of baseball ahead of him, but he's going to put a lot of big numbers up this year offensively.
This one hops on the inside to the backstop, and that's going to allow Moore to easily trot his way over to third, evens the count up at 1 apiece. And the 5th possible run for Washington, 90 feet away now in this 5th inning.
Ball that comes off of Noah Carter's glove on the pickoff, and now he dumps one at 56 foot. Now you're looking at an insurance run out there at third, and Jefferson pulls the defense up. They didn't have the defense up earlier in the game when Washington pushed the run across when Kobe Smith pulled the ball to the right side. So this time they are pulled up, cutting this run off, not wanting to go down any further.
Grounder, 1 hops right into the glove of Womnitz. He stares over at the runner at third. Moore stays put at third, so an underhand toss from Womnitz to Carter for the out against Reed will put 2 outs now on the board and brings up Smith for Washington.
Yeah, he put a charge in. He hit it pretty hard. I mean, it just come right up to Womnitz's glove there. Great play. You know, Womnitz pitches well, finishes in a good defensive position. And the ball was hit, 1 hard hop off the line, and great play by Womnitz.
First pitch from Womnitz to Smith. Fastball outside, taken ball 1 by Smith. Smith 0-for-1 today. His last bat, he grounded out in a fielder's choice. This next pitch from Womnitz, another high fastball just outside for ball 2.
Another ground out, though. It was an RBI ground out, so it was a, he did his job there in that position. Great piece of hitting from Kobe at that position.
Another fastball from Womnitz just catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1 to put the count now at 2-1. It is Washington 4, Jefferson 1 here in the top of the 5th as the Patriots lead. 2 out, runner on third base for Washington. And it's going to be a foul ball over to the third base side out of play. Make the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Smith. Smith, the 4th batter here for Washington in this 5th inning, as Womnitz came into relief there during the 2nd batter. Swing and a miss. Down goes Smith. The first strikeout for Womnitz will end this 5th inning. with another 0 on the board for Washington. It is 4-1 though. The Patriots still lead Jefferson. To the bottom of the 5th we go after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
See that Honda badge? It reveals more than the Ridgeline's maker. It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. So when the terrain ahead is full of challenges, brace yourself. The Honda Ridgeline is about to amaze you. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's gonna take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're gonna need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Welcome back here to Sanger Field. As you may or may not have heard Tripp just say, 67 pitches so far thrown by Adam Sedlock for Washington. Only allowed 1 run as the Patriots lead Jefferson 4-1. Due up for Jefferson, Cienfuegos, Kinsler, Corwine, the 8-9-1 batters to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. Jefferson here at home, currently down by 3, trying to avoid a first loss of the season against crosstown rival Washington High School. And Washington, you heard in the pregame show so far, the Road Warriors. They have yet to play at home so far this season, and starting off 3-1 with 3 straight wins now, all against EPAC opponents. You can't complain if you're a Patriot fan.
They were supposed to play at home Monday, but that game got postponed due to the weather.
First pitch from Sedlock to Cienfuegos, right down the middle for strike 1.
Well, if you don't play at home, you don't have to line the field.
There you go.
That is true.
Yeah, so you can hit and come out and play and go home, get on the bus, and be done with it. Playing it away is not always that bad if you're the coach.
Next one, a grounder from Cienfuegos. It's going to scoop up by Stottlemyre. He decides not to throw it. Now that'll put Cienfuegos with a lead-off base hit for the single. Brings up Kinsler, who walked in his last at-bat.
Their first home game will be Saturday versus Hampshire, and then they'll get 2 next week, Monday versus Hedgesville, and Wednesday the rescheduled game from this past Monday against Martinsburg.
Lead-off man's on. It's always something to need to watch here. Jefferson's in a situation where they playing a little catch-up, so may or may not be running as much as they would in a regular, in a closer game.
First pitch to Kinsler from Sedlock, taking strike 1 on the inside corner.
When Cienfuegos hit that baseball, I thought Zach was going to cut it off. Zach Wick just couldn't quite get there, forced Stottlemyre into a backhand, and exchanging the ball to his glove hand. Cienfuegos too much speed, and Stottlemyre just eats it.
This pitch from Sedlock stays high, evens the count up at 1 apiece to Kinsler.
And for Sedlock, not afraid to let him pitch here a little bit. 71 pitches now, but again, as I said, they don't play again until Saturday. And then they got Monday, Wednesday next week as well. So you got a few days before, so you can kind of let him go until something.
Next pitch from Sedlock to Kinsler, going to be fouled off over our heads out of play. Makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the shortstop for Jefferson and Kinsler. Runner on first after the single by Cienfuegos to start off this bottom of the 5th inning with nobody out.
Big out for Sedlock, sure to get it. Trying to, if he has men on first and second, top of the order up, certainly going to be some problems there for Washington, trying to keep Jefferson off the board here in the 5th. Jefferson looking to get these first 2 guys on and get this top lineup, get this thing rolled over and move some runners around.
Yep, Jefferson right now down against Washington 4-1. With only 2 innings left in regulation after this one, as this pitch behind the back of Kinsler evens the count up at 2 apiece. Was only about a foot away from hitting the top of the bat of Kinsler as well.
Once again, you see Coach JT Lozano get up after that pitch, and he is down there getting an idea of talking over some strategy as far as pitching plans here.
Next pitch from Sedlock, a fastball. Outside, makes the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Sedlock is a pitch away from having 1 out, a man on first to top up, and he's a pitch away from nobody out, man on first and second at top coming up. It's a huge different situation there.
As he throws little ball over to Colin Reed, not much speed behind it, sliding in to first safely. Cienfuegos just to keep him close. You expect him on the pitch to be advancing.
Definitely getting worried about Cienfuegos there at first. Steps off here.
Well, 3-2 is a good time to run. I mean, get the runner started.
Especially when you're down 4-1, but you got to be careful because you don't want to allow a double play if there's a line out.
That's when baseball guys are against you when that happens.
3-2's the count, and a foul ball over to our right and a play. Count will remain at 3-2 for Kinsler.
When you got a 3-2 and you're stealing the base with nobody out and you're down 3 runs, what you're saying is, hey, this guy's going to get the ball in play. Should it be he's going to protect the plate? He's going to get the ball on the ground to give us an opportunity. He didn't go on that pitch, so we're happy that Coach John Lowry here is opting to let the game play out on its own.
Wind continues to blow into our faces as this fastball low and outside, ball 4 to Kinsler. He'll walk his way down to first base. Go to the top of the order now for Peyton Corwine. Jefferson with runners on first and second in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out, down by 3. Now it looks like the head coach for Washington in JT DeSarno will make his way out to the mound to talk with Adam Sedlock and his infield. It is 4-1. Washington leads Jefferson here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and so far here in the bottom of the 5th, we started with a ground single by Cienfuegos, and after that, a long at bat that led to a walk for Kinsler to put him on first, Cienfuegos on second. Jefferson 6-0 on the year, trying to improve to 7-0 and not lose to the crosstown rival in Washington here at Seger Field. Colin McLaughlin on the call alongside me, Trib Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Our cameraman is Avery Newport, and back in the studio is Nick Verzolini.
Yeah, it looked like a pitching. Just go out and talk to him. A lot of times when the manager or the head coach goes out, you kind of see a pitching change. But at this point, it looks like Devin Matei for Washington got up and got down to the bullpen. So buying some time here to get some of his guys ready. Looks like he's in a hurry down there to get loosened up pretty quick. So we'll see what happens here. Infield's laid up, expecting a bunt from Corwine. Got Colin Reed, probably only 40 feet from him. So should he pull one hard down the line?
Corwine squares up the bunt as the first baseman and Reed will run in, but Corwine pulled the back bat, and it's ball 1.
Corwine needs to get the ball down the third baseline away from that, because if he gets it down the first baseline, I think Reed's going to have a play at third.
Yep, Reed all the way halfway in on the grass. The third baseman in Wick just on the edge of the grass. Corwine squares down to bunt. It's going to go over to the left on the third base side. Reed fires it over to the first baseman. Not in time. That's going to load the bases for Jefferson on the bunt single by Peyton Corwine. Brings up the right fielder in Bailey with nobody out, and ducks on a pond here in the bottom of the 5th. Go-ahead run now up to bat for Jefferson.
Well, guess who's on deck?
That's a great bunt by Corwine. Pushed the ball up the third baseline. Colin Reed had such a jump on that he actually picked the ball up on the third baseline and threw back across. So just a great baseball across the board here. Now you got Jefferson in a very good position here to cut into this lead, if not tie the game up.
First pitch from Sedlock, low and outside to Bailey for ball 1.
It goes back to that first inning when Washington had bases loaded and nobody out, and Jefferson only give up a run. Washington needs to duplicate that, and of course Jefferson needs to try to avoid that and score some runs here.
Sedlock looks behind him at the runner at second base, turns around, pitch to Bailey, taken for ball 2. 2-0 count now. Sedlock in trouble again here in the bottom of the 5th. Washington leads 4-1 against Jefferson. Jefferson right now with the bases loaded and nobody out. Pitch from Sedlock, fastball. Grounder over to the third baseman, Wick. He's going to throw it home. Moore stomps on the bag for the force out, so nobody scores, and they get the out as well. That's exactly what you want if you're Washington.
Yeah, you got one of Jefferson's best hitters up, and bases loaded, infield drawn in a bit. At least the corners were drawn in, and Wick with a great defensive play there, gloves the baseball. Could have went for two there, give up the run, but the ball brought him towards the home plate. He came home, threw a little wide up the first base line. Cam Moore did a great job getting back and tagging that plate for the out there.
That'll bring up Finn Horowitz, and before the first pitch is thrown to Horowitz, he'll call a timeout and step out of the box.
Washington has the corners up with one out, so we're still trying to cut into this, trying to stop a run at the plate here, but they have the middle back playing for two.
This one fouled off right into the net. I was actually looking down at my scorecard to fix some things, so I never saw the ball coming at me until it hit the net, but it is 0-1 to Horowitz.
And Colin, earlier, Horowitz was up and he hit a ball basically to the wall there in left field.
Yeah.
Kind of died from the wind.
As the wind dying down a little bit here too, but right as I say, it picks back up. Pitch from Sedlock, kind of outside, evens the count up at 1 apiece to Horowitz.
Horowitz a bit of a pull hitter. I'm not sure. Of course, Wick can pick the ball up here and fire it back home, but it'll also leaving a big gap because we have Stottlemyre kind of holding the runner Corwine, and then Wick's up, so there's a big hole there that if Wick being back could close that up a bit.
It's going to be ripped into left field. Tracking back is McCarthy. He's going to make the catch, throw it into the cutoff man, but advancing from third home is Kinsler. So the sacrifice fly makes it 4-2. Washington still leads Jefferson, but it's only a 2-run lead now.
So yeah, again, Washington's in a position to get out of a bases loaded jam with only a run here. If they can get Wabnitz, out without giving up a run, the run is 120 feet away, not 90 feet away. But once again, I'm not sure the wind doesn't hold that up, and because he took it all the way down to the 312 marker, and the wind just kind of kicked it back around, kicked it up, kept it in the air.
Sedlock first pitch to Wabnitz, a breaking ball called strike one. On that sac fly, the other runners stayed on first and second, so it's Bailey on first, Corwine on second, nobody on third with 2 outs. The 0-1 count to Wabnitz. The 4-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Washington leads Jefferson. Pitch from Sedlock, ripped into center field. It's going to hop right in front of the center fielder, and Kobe Smith goes by him all the way into the grass. That's going to tie things up. Standing at second base is Wabnitz. And we are tied at 4-all in the 5th inning. Everybody coming out of the dugout for Jefferson. A 3-run bottom of the 5th.
And I think
has shocked the Patriots on the road.
This is, I think, where Sedlock's day comes to an end.
Yeah. So, the base hit, certainly Rum's going to score, but not both runs as the ball gets by Kobe Smith. So the error there on Smith, the ball gets by him, which allows the second run to score there. So, one of the runs there certainly could have been held up, but Smith came up. I think he wanted to run through it and make that throw to home or possibly to third to get that runner, but just ran through it.
All right, we're going to take a 1-minute break as we have a pitching change here for Washington so we can check all the changes. Then we'll be back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Nurse practitioner Alexis Alastanos, urgent care. Dr. Anderson Cho, hospitalist. Physician's assistant Brian Daunt, pain management. Dr. Payam Haradi, anesthesia. Physician's assistant Brittany Herber, orthopedics. And Dr. Esther Lynn, family medicine. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Sager Field. Sedlock's day is done after 4 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 85 pitches, 49 strikes. Coming in to pitch here for the pitching change is Devin Matei. Pitching changes brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. They gave me a sweet deal. Rich Chase down there at Heffley Motor Company. Back to you, Colin, with the play-by-play.
Thank you, Spencer. We're now tied at 4-all after Womnitz gets a base-clearing double that also had an error to get a 2 RBI double. He's now still on second. Up to bat is the catcher in Hefner in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. The 3-run inning is what brought us here as Jefferson was down 4-0, made it 4-1 in the 4th, now 4-all here in the 5th. First pitch, from Devin Matei will be a fastball low in the dirt to Hefner for ball 1.
So when the ball gets by the center fielder, it allows Wadman to get to second, takes the force off of this batter, plus puts this runner in scoring position and a chance for them to go down a run. Just was a bad hop out there.
Nice breaking ball from Matei. Getting in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Hefner. The runner on second. Hefner has an opportunity to give Jefferson its first lead of the evening here at Sager Field. Matei, a grounder from Hefner over to the shortstop, and Stottlemyre. He's going to throw it easily over to Reed for the 3rd and final out in this 5th inning, but not before Jefferson ties things up at 4 apiece. We'll head to the 6th inning after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Oh.
You were there.
Yeah, welcome back here. 6th inning, getting ready to be underway. McCarthy, Kerr, Dunbar due up in the 6, 7, 8 spots for Washington, as it's now 4-4 between the crosstown rivals in Washington and Jefferson High Schools on this very windy Wednesday evening.
If anybody out there wants some free advertising, they can build about a 6x8 little building here for WRNR to get in, get us out of the wind. We kind of get that. We're up in Musselman the other night. It was cold, and we got in that nice warm press box in Martinsburg, and then we're out here in the elements. So one good thing, though, we do get to see we're right here, field level, right behind the umpire.
Yeah, they do have a press box here at Sager Field. It's just not large enough. Yeah, it's only small, one box.
Yeah, won't let us in. Ray Daly's up there taking over.
Womnitz first pitch going to be ripped into center field by McCarthy. Cole Lewis tracks it down, and the 1 pitch, 1 out to start off this 6th inning brings up the second baseman in Kerr for Washington.
And last inning obviously for the Cougars could definitely be what helps them here in the rest of this ball game and maybe get out of this inning unscathed again. and put up some runs to take the lead.
Jefferson's starting to turn the lineup over there. You know, they're Sammy, Roberts, Carter, Cienfuegos coming right back as they push, 6 and 7 batters to the plate the last couple innings. And again, I think you go back to the, the fourth inning when they were calling timeout, getting Sedlock off his game there a little bit. And it was, just making that long inning when they were down 4-0 and 4-1 that just wore on Sedlock, I believe, in the end.
Kerr up to bat. The first 2 pitches from Womnats. Fastballs inside for 2 straight balls. As this one, a fastball right down the middle, makes the count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Kerr. Kerr in his first at bat advanced on to first base and later scored after an error by the shortstop. His last at bat struck out looking as he fouls this one over to the first baseman, trying to hustle his way to the ball is Noah Carter, but he just is off as it hits the ground a couple feet in front of him to even the count up at 2 apiece. Yeah. Always like seeing the first baseman trying to make hustle plays, though, on that line.
Yeah, he was hustling the ball. He didn't have, it didn't get up in the air very far, but he went after it, and it cut away from him there. But
we've seen, because of the wind, a lot of these balls stay in the air for long periods of time, as this pitch from Womnats inside almost hits Kerr, but he kind of shuffles his way out of the box in time to make the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on base in the 6th. We're tied at 4. The windup in the delivery. It's going to be a blooper over to the second baseman. Tracking it down is Cienfuegos for out number 2. Down goes Kerr. That'll bring up Dunbar.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird little. I can't tell. I think he kind of got it off the inside there. Kind of sawed the bat off. I think it was going to be a fly out. Second baseman just started dying. He had to come flying in, and Cienfuegos had to dive for it and pick it up off the dirt there. Almost got down.
The designated hitter in Dunbar 0 for 2 today. In the box, the first pitch, a hard fastball on the outside part of the plate for ball 1. Makes the count now 1-0 to Dunbar. Dunbar, both times, has been out there to third base. In this one, he leans back as it goes right at eye level for ball 2.
And Dunbar rolled over the last couple of times. Needs to push the ball right back up through the box. Be successful here.
Womnats pitch inside at the knees. Called strike 1 to Dunbar to make the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. DH in the 8th spot of the order for Washington. Pitch, check, swing.
Yeah,
held the bat back, called ball 3.
Just inside there. Tried to bring it in, but obviously didn't get the call.
Certainly with Broughton out, it's changed their lineup a little bit and got Brandon into the DH spot here.
Ball 4 to Dunbar. He tosses his bat over to third base dugout before making his way to first base to bring up McCarthy. Josh McCarthy, the left fielder in the 9th spot, steps into the right-handed box. With a runner on first and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. These 2 teams deadlocked at 4 apiece for Washington and Jefferson High Schools. Some West Virginia High School baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Womnats, first pitch swinging as McCarthy's going to ground over to the shortstop. Kinsler scoops it up. Underhand tosses it to Cienfuegos to get the force out against Dunbar. Down goes Washington with no runs on the board here in the 6th. We'll take a 1-minute break and then head to the bottom of the 6th. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WR and Hard TV 10. Roberts, Carter, Cienfuegos due up for Jefferson here in the bottom of the 6th, as it's a 4-4 ball game. And Sammy Roberts will make his way into the box
Definitely
after the warm-ups for Washington. Sorry,
big bats
Spencer.
coming up here for Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, he got Horowitz, Horowitz who hits the ball, hard and deep. Wobnitz, finds the fence there, but then you got...
Speaking of Horowitz, it looks like he's warming up in the bullpen. Sorry for interrupting you there, Tripp.
Yeah, you got some of the bigger boys here in the 7, 8, 9 spots, or 6, 7, 8 spots.
First pitch from Matei. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1 to Roberts to start off the bottom of the 6th inning. A wind still blowing in from the outfield here at Sager Field. Matei. Next pitch is, again, a breaking ball low for ball 2 to Roberts. Roberts 0 for 1 today. His first at bat in the 2nd inning was a strikeout, swinging on 3 straight pitches. His last at bat was a walk. Fastball just above the knees down the middle for strike 1 to put the count at 2-1 to Roberts.
Tay's got a little zip on the ball. Looks like he's, so far we've seen two different pitches from him, with curveball and a fastball. Not sure about his third pitch or any others, but right now he's been effective with those two.
Matei, high off-speed pitch makes the count at 3-1 to Roberts. Roberts committed to play football at Shepherd University in the fall. He's the quarterback for Jefferson last year. This one, a fastball right down the middle. Makes the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sammy.
The wind is vicious. Flags are flapping out there tonight.
Yep, no outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Roberts. This pitch just inside from Devin Matei, a lead-off walk to start things off for Jefferson. Put Roberts at first and bring up Carter.
Good things coming if you get guys on base, and if you get Horowitz up there to pitch next inning, could be a good thing.
Looks like Roberts will have a courtesy runner come in for him. Have to wait and see who it is. It looks like it is Babington to be the courtesy runner, or at least pinch runner, as it wouldn't be considered a courtesy since it's not a pitcher or catcher situation for Roberts.
Yeah, going to be a pinch run situation here.
4-4 between Washington and Jefferson here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner on first with nobody out. Carter up to bat. He is 0 for 2 tonight so far.
Matei's going to have to do a good job of holding this runner, not letting it get in scoring position. Going to have to.
Carter squares down to bunt, but a fastball way inside makes him pull the bat back. Almost caught him in the gut, but just missed for ball 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if he bunted again here. I mean, they're going to play for 1 run. They're going to bank on the fact that Griffin could close it out.
Carter squares up the bunt again, and it's going to be hit off the bat into his knee. Out of play. Makes the count 1-1.
It looked like it went off the bat onto the leg or lower leg area.
Nothing to Carter, just disappointed that he didn't keep it in play to advance the runner on the sacrifice. Third baseman and Wick in on the grass for Washington as Carter squares to bunt again before the pitch, pulls back, swings and fouls this over and out of play over towards the softball field behind the press box. Count now 1-2. Since there's 2 strikes on Carter, you won't expect him to square up to bunt again.
A little slash play there, trying to just drive the ball on the ground. He had it pulled way up. Slash, you just try to slash it and pull it by, those guys, ground it by those guys.
It's Matei's pitch, a high fastball inside to Carter, evens the count up to 2 apiece.
He seems like he's been high and tight a lot today.
Seen a lot of high and tights today with pitchers. It gets colder, the ball gets slipperier. It's harder to grip the baseball in these colder games.
Matei's pitch, a breaking ball, just misses the outside part of the plate. Puts the count up at 3-2. That was a very, very close pitch there to Carter. Could have easily been called a strikeout.
Yeah, it was too close to take, that's for sure.
Pitch from Matei, fastball going to be ripped into right center field. The wind keeping it into the air. Ryan McCarthy under it for the put out. That'll be one out now. The runner, Babington, will stay put on first base. Brings up Cienfuegos.
So Noah Carter doesn't get the runner over. Ends up flying out. You know, he's upset with that at bat. You know, young man had the walk off against Martinsburg, and spoke to him after the game. He said, "I was just trying to hit the ball hard, hit it on the ground, just trying to make them make a play," and he ended up getting the ball, you know, deep into the right field gap. So young man has an approach, just didn't quite get it done at that at bat.
His first pitch to Cienfuegos, a breaking ball called strike one on the inside corner. Cienfuegos is what started off the rally there, the bottom of the fifth, with a single. And get the 3 runs on the board to tie things up at 4 as he squares up the bunt but pulls the bat back. Still a strike nonetheless. 0-2 count now to Cienfuegos.
Moore went down the first on that. Generally when you get a bunt through like that, you get the runner leaning. He was just a little bit behind. Just took his time a little bit, a little tick behind on that. Wasn't quite the snap throw that you'd like to see from there, but good baseball IQ there, you know. So
Babington, the pinch runner for the designated hitter, and Sammy Roberts, who walked to start off the bottom of the 6th inning, as we have a timeout called here for Jefferson. Cienfuegos trots his way and meets head coach John Lowry Sr. halfway between home plate and third base, as they now part ways after a few words from the legendary coach and Lowry Sr. 52 years, you said, right? 52 years at the helm of this Jefferson Cougar team. 12 state titles. Cienfuegos squares the bunt again with no balls, 2 strikes, pulls back. The pitch from Matei into the dirt past Moore. That's going to advance Babington to second base.
Yeah, it was a wild pitch into the dirt there, you know, so Jefferson gets their runner moved up, so Noah Carter can breathe a little easier there. So the runner didn't move up, so they're sitting there with the 1 out and a man at second, but they do have a couple of strikes, I believe, on Cienfuegos.
1-2, 1 out. Tay looks behind him at the runner at second, looks back at the home plate. Pitch. It's going to be a grounder for Cienfuegos, who kind of fell. I didn't see if he ran into Moore. I don't think so, but since he fell down, he might be shaken up. It's going to be a ground out, but advancing over to third is Babington with 2 out. That'll bring up Kinsler. Do you see anything else there during that play, other than just a possible trip there by Cienfuegos?
I think when it looked to me like when he hit the ball, it's kind of tracking the baseball, but I think the home plate is a little slippery there with those metal cleats. It's cold, and it looked like he slipped on that, and then Moore had come out. I don't think they tangled up. I think he had hit that. He hit the ground there. I mean, he hit the plate there and went down. We do have a pinch hitter here, 27.
Morgan. Riley Morgan.
So Morgan up to bat for Kinsler.
Riley Morgan came in that Martinsburg game and got a pinch hit, and then was immediately, I think, a pitch or 2 in, got a base hit, and then right back off the bases as Kinsler took a spot on the bases. So he's trying to replicate that here today.
To get the runner in, a runner at third.
Tay's first pitch, breaking ball, called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate to Morgan.
All you need is 1 hit for Jefferson right now. You just need to get it out of the infield, and you're taking the lead here, and you only got to go out and hit to the top of pitch in the top of the 7th.
Foul ball goes over the head of everybody in the dugout there for Jefferson, as they all had to duck to make sure that their head stayed on their shoulders, as that had a lot of speed off the bat of Morgan. But 0-2 count now to the pinch hitter for Kinsler. The runner 90 feet away, and it would be the go-ahead run as well here in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Goes off the glove of Moore, so he has to throw it over to first. Reed makes the catch for the final out on the drop. 3rd strikeout. So it'll stay tied at 4 apiece as we head to the 7th inning after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back here. Top of the 7th we go as we're deadlocked at 4 apiece between Washington and Jefferson here at Sager Field. Colin McLaughlin on the call. Alongside me is Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis, who's also being our executive producer on the TV 10 site, our cameraman for the TV 10 sites, our intern Avery Newport just chilling up there in the bleachers with his jacket and shades still on, and back at the studio is Nick.
I'm waiting for Trip to say something about Avery. It seems like every broadcast Trip is on, he's got to say something about it.
If Avery was wearing a cape right now, he'd fly away in that wind, that's for sure. Because the wind is blowing up there. Yeah.
Top of the lineup to start things off for Washington here in the 7th inning. Washington were the aggressors to start things off as they led 4-0 through the first 4 innings, but in the bottom of the 4th, Jefferson made it 4-1, then in the 5th scored 3 more as this first pitch, high fastball from Wabnitz inside against Stoudemire for ball 1.
Wabnitz now with 28 pitches, and I'm presuming here that Cougars are going to stick with him until he gets into trouble, if he gets into trouble.
Stoudemire squares up the bunt. It's going to be a foul into the air over to the first base dugout. Hefner, the catcher, trying to make a play on it, runs into the netting in the little fencing area in front of the dugout. Doesn't make the catch, but it will make the count at 1-1.
No worse for the wear, though.
It was close. You always want to have an out, but
he had to slow up because of the fencing there.
Yeah, some of his teammates had to make sure he didn't flip over the fence.
As hot as Stoudemire's been, it's kind of surprising that he squared there. I mean, he can easily, get a double here, but of course you got to get on first. So maybe he's seen something there, kind of a want for a base hit, but certainly looking here to get an extra base hit.
Next pitch taken for a ball. This pitch also taken for a ball low. 3-1 is the count now to Stoudemire.
And C.L. Baker has made it, known that he's not giving anything, below the knees there, or anything, knees are below it. He's not giving up too many of the low pitches here today.
Pitch inside, and Stoudemire threw his bat back to the dugout thinking it was ball 4. The umpire calls it strike 2, makes the count now 3-2 as it just must have caught the inside part of the plate.
I was with Stoudemire, from my vantage point I thought that it was in, so.
This one ripped. One hop to the shortstop, Kinsler into the glove, he fires it. One hop to Carter, 4 out number 1 against Stoudemire.
That's huge there. I mean, we go from him being on first, nobody out, to
1 out, nobody on.
1 out, nobody on. I'd go out and say it on the limb. I mean, I didn't agree with the call, but hats off to Stoudemire. He stuck right back in there, grabbed the bat, went right back up, didn't complain, and hit the ball hard. It just came right up for Kinsler.
Hey, Colin, you made a great prediction, non-baseball related. Seton Hall hires Shaheen Holloway.
There you go, from St. Peter's as Wick up the bat now. First pitch from Wabnitz, called strike 1 to Wick. Next pitch, inside, called strike 2. 0-2 count now, Wick behind against Wabnitz. It's 4-all here in the top of the 7th inning. So this is the final inning of regulation for high school baseball here in the Mountain State. Wabnitz pitch inside, almost from my angle looked like it might have hit the wrists of Wick, but
Wick didn't give a half of an inch. He just stayed right in there, and he threw a fastball right in by his elbow.
1-2 count. Pitch from Wabnitz, fouled off over the little indoor batting cage here at Seger Field. Keeps the count at 1-2 to Wick.
Wick's fighting. I mean, he didn't agree with one of the strikes there either. It appeared to be off the plate, but you know, these Washington guys, they're not complaining about it, not whining. They're showing good presence here and just fighting and giving it all they got.
Wabnitz pitch, a high inside off speeder. Make the count 2-all with 1 out, nobody on base for Washington.
Again, when it's cold like that, you don't have a little sweat, little grip on the baseball. It can get awful slippery, making those curveballs hard to spin.
Wabnitz pitch ripped right up the middle. It's going to be a single for Wick to bring up more.
Yeah. Makes that 3-1 pitch to Stottlemyre really big now.
That is very true, as 1 out, runner on first for Washington, and Moore, who in his last at bat almost scored, had to stay on third, but advanced to first on a fielder's choice, and then an error is what got him over to second. Lefty up the bat against Wabnitz is a fastball high, taking ball 1 by Moore.
Wabnitz seems to be getting a little high on a lot of his pitches here and close inside.
I don't think you're going to worry too much about Wick running here. Tie a game with the two of the better hitters for Washington up and on deck.
This one fouled off over into the parking lot to the left for strike 1 against Moore.
Moore good, it didn't hit my car.
You'd have to make another visit to Heffley Motors.
Yeah.
1-1 with 1 out and a runner on first for Washington. We're tied up at 4 apiece between the Patriots, Washington High, and the Jefferson Cougars. Pitch from Wabnitz, runner going. It's going to be flown out short into left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Peyton Corwine, to make the catch, as trotting back over to first after the caught out is Wick. 2 outs, and that'll bring up the 4th batter in Washington's lineup in Reed.
It's a big out there. Just need 1 more out to get out of this inning.
Reed steps into the right-hander's box with 2 out. Wabnitz, who entered the game in the 4th inning, trying to give Jefferson an opportunity to only need 1 run to walk things off in the bottom of this inning, as the first pitch from Wabnitz to Reed taken for ball 1 on the outside edge of the plate. Sun slowly starting to set here in Shenandoah Junction, as Wabnitz turns around, fires over to Carter at first, sliding in safely as the base runner in Wick.
I think Wabnitz showing his arm strength there. He threw that one as hard as he threw the home. He cut it loose. Again, I'm not sure that Wick is running, but he ran on that hit and run with Moore.
Wabnitz fires over to first base again. Wick again safe.
So since he did take off on that pitch, that hit and run has got Wabnitz's attention there, and he's going to keep a little bit of eye on him. Don't want to get him in scoring position, and where a 2-out dribbler or Texas Pop can beat you.
Fouled off to the right side over the first base dugout by Reed. Evens the count at 1 apiece with 2 outs. As we wait for a ball to get back into play here, it's given to the pitcher in Wabnitz. Wabnitz steps onto the rubber on the pitcher's mound. Looks over to the runner at first base.
I don't know if Corwine's given Reed enough respect out there in left. He's kind of in a little bit.
Pitch, a fastball called strike 2 to Reed. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But the wind is blowing in, so, playing the wind there. You got Lewis pretty deep in left, but you got Corwine kind of pulling up and still walking up in left.
Again, another pickoff attempt from Wabnitz to Carter. Again, safe is Wick. Reed 1 for 3 so far this evening. Last at bat, hard chopper to the pitcher in the 5th. Doubled in the 3rd, and another pickoff attempt by Wabnitz. Really wants to make sure that Wick doesn't try to steal and get into scoring position. With 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, we've already seen a throwing error by Jefferson this game.
2 strikes, 2 outs. You don't want to, you don't want Wick, advancing on an overthrow to first. You want to attack the batter here.
Pitch to Reed, and stealing is Wick. Throw not in time, as sliding under the tag of Kinsler is Wick.
Close one there.
Very close. And, kudos to the coach there taking the chance. That was a tough spot. It's a tough spot to run in. Maybe expecting a 1-2 off-speed pitch, good time to run. So Washington being on the road here, taking chances.
2-2, 2 out, runner on second. Pitch fouled off by Reed into the netting behind home plate. Keeps the count at 2-2. Reed with an opportunity to put Washington back on top if he can get a hit to the outfield.
Yeah, Reed smiling. That fastball, he just missed it. I mean, if you foul straight back like that, you're dead on it. So I'm not sure if he'll see another fastball in this situation.
Womnitz sets. Kick, delivery. It was a hit and run, but a foul ball over to the first base side will keep things alive for Reed.
Wobnitz had just lost track of Wick back there, and he had third base stolen all the way.
2-2 count. Wick standing on second for Washington. 4-all here in the 7th.
I doubt he gets that running start this time.
Womnitz looks behind him, spins around. The throw goes into the outfield. Lewis runs in on it, and Wick will stay at second, as it didn't go too far into the outfield grass, so you didn't want to try to advance the 90 feet to third.
We've seen Cienfuegos come up and talk to Wildnitz about 2 out, 2 strikes, messing with the runner. Now we've seen the catcher go out and talk to him. And certainly he doesn't need to throw the ball away, but he does need to keep track of him. Near a pitch ago, he lost track of him completely, and Wick had a good running start. But you don't have to necessarily throw the ball as hard as you can to first or second to hold Wick. You just need to, give him the eye, make sure he's there, and go after the batter here. 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Pitch from Womnitz, inside, called, ball 3 to Reed to make the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. It's 4-4. Washington Jefferson deadlocked as a timeout called. Womnitz will step off the rubber to regain his thoughts, and as he steps back on, Reed back into the box.
The longer the bat goes, the more advantage it goes to the batter. So
Womnitz sets, and he throws behind him. Almost got by the shortstop and Kinsler again. I think it might have hit the base runner as John Lowry Sr. trots out of the dugout to talk with the umpires about that as it hit Wick.
Oh, he's going out to talk to
And you can
Wobnitz.
see that Wick
got hit hard.
Got hit in the elbow and is really trying to shake it off as best he can.
John is looking at him and telling him, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Keep an eye on this guy, but stop throwing the ball into the outfield. Stop, whipping it over to first base. Attack this guy. You're 1 pitch away. You're allowing this at bat to go on. The longer it goes on, the more advantage it goes to Reed. And the infielders told him. I believe the catcher has told him. And he still continues to, still throwing.
Well, you expect Wick to be going here since it's a full count with 2 outs.
Nah, there's nobody. He's in scoring position. A walk here makes it first and second. If he gets thrown out on a walk, that wouldn't be a
Pitch
smart
from
play.
Womnitz, a fastball. And it's going to be flown out into right field. Coming in on it is Bailey. Everybody trying to get it in foul territory. Can't really see who's the one that slid down to try to get it, but yeah, it was dropped. Trying to see who was the final one to make the play on it. It looks like it was Cienfuegos who ran all the way from the second base spot. Carter and Bailey allowed him to try to make the final out, but it went off his glove and into the dirt on the outskirt of Seger Field.
When that ball went up, I thought it was going right to the second baseman, right where he plays.
The wind really is taking this ball anywhere it wants. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Reed. Womnitz looks behind him at Wick on second. The pitch, a fastball, again fouled high and out of play over our heads, so the count will remain at 3-2. 2 outs, it is 4-all between Jefferson and Washington.
That ball flew all the way over the fence here into the softball complex.
Yeah, the wind blowing the other way. Blowing the balls this way, not out.
Yeah.
10th pitch of this at bat. Womnitz rips into left center field. Reed gets the base hit, the ball all the way to the wall. That's going to score 1. Washington gets the lead on a stand-up double. 5-4 in the 7th inning. What an at-bat by Reed. Top.
Again, you got to credit, Reed certainly got the base hit. He's getting the pinch run for here, I believe, by number 10. But the longer that bat went on, the more he fought, the more that Wick, interrupted, Wobnitz's, deliveries and coming to the plate. It was just every time that happens, more positive things. So Jefferson Wobnitz fell into the whole thing of stealing bases, holding runners, and allowed that bat to extend, and eventually it came down to the heart of the plate, and Reed made him pay those. So it was a great at bat by Reed and great base running there by Wick to stay under Wobnitz's skin during that at bat.
That brings up the center fielder in Smith.
And things definitely getting a little feisty in this rivalry.
Yeah.
Saw Sammy Roberts come out and had to be held back by a coach.
Yeah, he.
First pitch to Smith from Womnitz, taking ball 1 in the dirt.
There's certainly some chatter going across both sides, and Roberts come out, and those things, happen in the EPAC like this. These EPAC games are good. He did competition here.
Runner on second. Next pitch from Womnitz catches the outside part of the plate against Smith, evens the count up at 1 apiece. It's now 5-4. Washington leads Jefferson here at Jefferson High School in the top of the 7th inning after that double by Reed to give the Patriots the lead. This one fouled off into the netting to my left. Over on the third base side, Smith now behind in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Wobnitz staying focused this time on the hitter and ahead of the hitter again.
Ryan McCarthy on deck. Womnitz pitch going to be fouled off again into the brick and roll all the way back to Hefner, catcher, who will look at the ball, make sure that there's no bumps or bruises before giving it back to Womnitz on the pitcher's mound. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Smith up to bat in the left-handed batter. Runner on second. Pitch from Womnitz. Inside, just missing the plate for ball 2.
Yeah, that pitch is, I don't know where it was, from my vantage point. Looked like he broke, looked like he certainly fooled Smith, might have fooled the umpire a little. So now you got Wobnitz talking to the dugout, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it looked like Smith called a timeout to go hustle over to talk to the third base coach, who I don't know, but from my look of things, might be a teammate because he looks young over there.
Oh, that's Trey Verse. That's the coach.
All righty, I apologize, but I guess it's kind of a compliment as the...
Yeah, he's a young fella. He's graduated from Washington, came back to help. He's part of a great team, came through here a couple years ago, and he's out there leading these guys and putting in some time, and hats off to him. Looks like Reed has warmed up in the bullpen. He may be the closer on this one. Colin Reed's been down the bullpen, coming up now.
Pitch. Outside for ball 3 to Smith.
Things starting to get away here.
3-2 after being up 1-2. Again, like you say, each pitch the batter sees, the more can time it up, the more it's positives for the batter.
So Smith taking the pinch runner on second. Full count. Grounder over to the third base dugout, out of play.
It's really good.
Smith making this another long at bat.
Yeah.
And Wobnitz now into the mid-50s in number of pitches here.
So Bradley Smittick out there on second. It's great to see him play. He just got released to play here the last day or so. He's been bothered with some injury, so glad to see Bradley back out there as well.
A full count. Womnitz pitch, fastball, just outside, called strike 3, caught looking, down goes Smith for the 3rd out, the top of the 7th, but Washington did score 1, so they now lead 5-4. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Field, the Patriots on top of the Cougars here 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th as we've got a pitching change. Those are brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I bought with them, so you should too. Pitching change here, looking to close it out. Colin Reed as Mateos goes to first, and now back to Colin with the play-by-play.
Yeah, Colin Reed after getting the RBI double to put Washington up 5-4 there in the 7th with the save opportunity now. Give Washington this upset win against Jefferson as Jefferson down to its final 3 outs of the ball game unless they can put 1 run on the board to tie. 2 runs would give them a walk-off win, and it looks like it'll be the top of the order to start things off for Jefferson, just like we saw in the top of the 7th for Washington.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy 1-2-3. As you see, who's coming to the plate here with Corwine, Bailey, and Horowitz.
Corwine singled in his last at bat and later scored. I believe that was on a bunt.
Bunt single, yeah.
Yeah.
Devin McKay playing first this time. It was him and Colin Reed have switched places.
First pitch from Reed to Corwine, a fastball, called strike 1 to Corwine.
Yeah, nice outside corner pitch on the black. Beautiful pitch there.
Reed gets the ball back from Cam Moore, the catcher tonight. Next pitch, high and outside, evens the count up at 1 apiece to Corwine. It is 5-4 here at Sager Field. Jefferson 6-0 right now, but down to its final 3 outs as Washington trying to give their crosstown rival the first loss of the season as this one fouled over towards the parking lot on the third base side. Might have landed in the bed of a truck over there. The count now 1-2 to Corwine.
I think it's crazy that people park there. It's just it's got bullseyes on all those cars. I'm surprised more don't get hit.
Next pitch from Reed. Again, fouled off over towards more cars. Out of play. The count will remain 1-2 strikes for Corwine. Goes over the third base dugout over all the fans there lined up on the hill.
Corwine's all choked up on the bat, just trying to push this 2-out, 2-strike pitch in play. Wick's still up, so there's room out there on the left.
Pitch from Colin Reed in the dirt and outside makes the count now 2-2 strikes to Peyton Corwine. Corwine 1 for 3 tonight. Trying to start off the bottom of the 7th in a positive way for Jefferson.
Certainly one of the fastest players in that dugout as well. So
swing and a miss. Down goes Corwine. Reed gets his first strikeout of the inning. Now Jefferson down to its final 2 outs. That'll bring up Bailey. Bailey will take his time before stepping into the right-handed box. Bailey also 1 for 3 tonight. Reed sets, shakes off the first call from his catcher and Moore. The delivery, fastball just below the knees for ball 1 to Bailey.
You know, Reed knows these guys. Played against them many times, plays with them a little bit in the summer, and he knows how hard these outs are going to be. So he knows what's ahead of him here. Bailey knows he's got to get on base, use that speed, kind of get moved over and try to get this thing tied up with Finn Horowitz on deck here.
Reed's next pitch to Bailey, a breaking ball, breaks inside for ball 2. Gets by Moore to the backstop. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on base. Next pitch from Reed. Fastball at the letters. Called strike 1 on the inside corner. Makes the count now 2-1 to Bailey. That looked close, but Bailey is also really in on that batter's box. Next pitch from Reed. Low fastball just missing at knee level. Puts the count now 3 balls and 1 strike to Bailey.
Bailey's kind of in a good spot here at 3-1. He knows he needs to get on base. He just needs to get any way at all. He's an unselfish batter. He'll take the walk.
Pitch from Reed, high, taken ball 4 by Bailey, and that'll be a runner on first, the tying run, and Griffin Horowitz up to bat for Jefferson with 1 out as the Cougars trail by 1 run here in the bottom of the 7th against Washington. And we've seen not once but twice Horowitz tonight hit one over to left field that were pretty close to home runs, and the wind has died down here at Seger Field. Reed sets. First pitch to Horowitz, taking a fastball just outside, but at belt level for strike 1.
I'd be tempted to shift my defense a little bit, move Braden into the hole a little bit, go ahead and let Kerr cover second, and even move Kobe over and just kind of shift to the left a little bit as a
breaking ball fouled over to the right-hand side and a play by Horowitz, who's now behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out against Reed.
Watching this game unfold, it's just really, fun to sit here and watch the best, face the best, and in a 1-run situation like this, is Reed being one of the better pitchers in the EPAC, Griffin certainly one of the better hitters in the EPAC. It's just what makes the EPAC so fun to watch and to do these games. But the 0-2 count here to Griff, and this Colin comes set.
Reed sends the pitch. Fastball fouled off again to the right side at a play. Keeps the count at no balls and 2 strikes for Horowitz. Horowitz tonight 0 for 2.
0 for 2, but he gave it a ride.
That is very true.
He's hit as hard as anybody tonight. He's got that power. The wind's not doing him any favors, but 0-2 count forces Griffin to expand the strike zone some as well, and Colin taking advantage of that the last pitch.
Reed's pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3. Down goes Horowitz looking. 2 strikeouts tonight for Colin Reed here in this save opportunity. And 1 out left for Jefferson with a runner on first. That'll bring up Womnitz.
Certainly not what Horowitz was sitting on there. I believe he was maybe he got fooled there. I think had Colin had thrown a fastball up, and I think maybe he was looking for a little curveball away or one that was going to be a knee breaker, but Colin came right back with the fastball and kind of caught him off guard there, so great pitch.
First pitch from Colin Reed will be fouled off over our heads here behind home plate and out of play for strike 1 to Womnitz, as it looked like Bailey was trying to get a jump there for a possible steal on that pitch too.
2 outs here. You're down to your last out, trying to get him in scoring position one way or the other. Reed coming off a strikeout. Maybe Bailey's got the green light if he can get a jump. I'm not sure what the signals are there, but
Reed throws over to first base, sliding in underneath the tag is Bailey safely, as Matei was trying to get the final out there for Washington to end this game before
2 outs.
Womnitz had anything to say about it.
Yeah, 2 outs. You don't want to throw the ball into the right field, so you definitely probably don't want to use your A move there.
No balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Reed going to be blooped over to the fence at first base side. At a play. The count now, no balls and 2 strikes to Womnitz. It's Jefferson down to its final out and final strike. Runner on first base. Womnitz out of the box now, just waiting for the ball here to kind of get exchanged.
Yeah, so Womnitz going to have to extend the strike zone as well. Reed's going to try to, get the ball, get him to hit his pitch here. Is Bailey going to hang out there at second, or is he's getting a big lead outside the elbow, or outside the grass there? He's on the
pitch from Reed, breaking ball. Grounder over to the third baseman, Wick. Fires it across the first. Stretching out is Matei, makes the catch. Colin Reed, after getting the RBI double in the top of the 7th, gets the save in the bottom of the 7th. Washington wins 5-4 over Jefferson, as both teams now will meet at home plate. And let's hope that cooler heads prevail, as a lot of trash talking there as well.
Definitely need to, because they were Washington waving at them, saying bye, and some Jefferson player had to be held back.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it looks like cooler heads will prevail. Everybody shakes hands. We'll take a 2-minute break here. Final score, Washington 5, Jefferson 4. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever, with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, The Heffley Motor Company, The Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
See that Honda badge? It reveals more than the Ridgeline's maker. It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. So when the terrain ahead is full of challenges, brace yourself. The Honda Ridgeline is about to amaze you. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
We welcome you back here. Apologize for the technical difficulties as your post-game scoreboard show brought to you by Modern Realty Results. Larry DeMarco and his experienced team handle each and every transaction with honesty and integrity. Visit them at Modern Realty, that's the wrong one. I was looking at Nick's read here, as it is the Palace Lounge post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out their menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuy, our executive producer, and it is Avery Newport, our cameraman, awaiting for T.J. DeSarno, the coach for the Washington Patriots, JT DeSarno. I keep getting his abbreviation mixed up. I apologize to him, but Washington with the win, 5-4 off 7 hits, 3 errors. Jefferson, 4 hits, 3 errors, 2 errors, as we now get into our game summary yet again, as we originally thought we had it, but accidentally had our audio off as we made a switch audio-wise. But your game summary brought to you by the Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809. Go to fmiwv.com. Well, Trip, it was Washington starting things off with a 4-0 lead. Jefferson was able to come back, tie things up at 4 apiece. And then the top of the 7th, it was Colin Reed, the hero for Washington, to get the win. It was an RBI double for him, and then pitching-wise, he gets the save as well in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it's a big day for Washington, big day for Colin Reed. He's a junior. He was a big part of this team last year as a sophomore, so he understands the big scene here, and so he's just doing a great job of leading his team out there. I knew when they started Sedlock and brought in Matei that they still had Colin Reed and Stottlemyre, in the tank should they get the lead, maybe for the close. And then also they have Washington has Ty Broughton at home, who's sick, and so that changes their lineup a little bit. That puts a lot of varsity experience in the lineup when he's here. And so it looks like Washington still has some more to give Jefferson. If they were to play in a series, they showed, like last year, they ended up trying to throw Braden Stottlemyre twice to win 2 sectional games back-to-back on short start. So, that kind of backfired. So, looks like they've showed that Matei and Sedlock and some of the other guys can pitch. So that really gives them some depth going into the postseason. I know it's a little early to think about that, but also gives them some confidence too, knowing they can win, without their A team, who are, they can fight. So if someone goes down, if someone's hurt, they can put someone else in there. And so that's a great day for them. As far as Jefferson goes, they just have to regroup the staff and the team that they are, and you know, in their past, and you know what they're made of. They can learn from this and certainly come out. You know, it's just a pitch here and there, or it's a different game. So they're going to, you know, it's a loss today, but they're going to learn from it, I'm sure.
As we now get into our game stance, brought to you by Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. And again, Washington gets the 5-4 win off 7 hits and 3 errors. Jefferson had 4 runs off 3 hits and 2 errors. Your winning pitcher for Washington will be Devin Matei. The save goes to Colin Reed. The losing pitcher tonight for Jefferson was Wabnitz. As we get ready to finally get some interviews here, as we wait to see if Colin Reed will be available, and I believe we are giving him tonight's player of the game as well. Trip brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere, as we wait for him to make his way over. So he's already on this side. We can bring him around here. It's up to you guys, Spencer. But a great game from him, and there in the 7th, we'll hear from him here in a few moments as he has to get his way back around. But
I believe it was the 10-pitch at bat that you know, got him there. That certainly changed the game there.
Just grab onto the headset and put it on for us there. Colin, first off, congrats on the win here on the road against Jefferson, and really came down to you bat-wise there in the top of the 7th, getting that RBI double. Just what was your emotion going there on that play?
I was just looking for a fastball. It's really the only thing I respect in his arsenal. His breaking ball kind of just spins a little bit. Fastball has a little bit of life on it, but I was just looking for my pitch, and I got it.
It was a long at bat. I think it was a 10-pitch at bat. You know, your teammate Zach Wick was out there. He was kind of getting underneath his skin. At one point in time, Wabnitz had lost track of him. He had third stolen, so that right there caused him to start, you know, trying to pick off moves, things like that. How did that play into the at bat, extending the at bat, and knowing that he also not only did have to deal with you at the plate, we also had to keep an eye on Wick out there as well.
Yeah, whenever you have a pitcher not focused in on the hitter, that's a huge advantage for the hitter.
Yeah. Hats off to Wick for that.
Yep.
But you had to you had to continue to fight off bad pitches there. So it was a great 1-2 punch there. Teammates working together, a lot of varsity experience. But one thing I have to say, you know, I was a little surprised we come up here, and I would have to venture to say, and not knowing how this year's gone so far, but you and Stottlemyre kind of being the 1-2, 1-1, and you come out here and you throw Matei and Sedlock at them, and you're able to get the victory. What does that say for your team, knowing last year that you came in and you were shorthanded and you had to throw Stottlemyre back to back, and now you got some depth here at pitching, and that should give you some confidence as you move forward. So what do you have to say about those two guys this year?
Well, it's very huge having all of our pitchers healthy this year, including myself.
Right.
Yeah, Adam wasn't very healthy last year, and then comes in today and pitches well for us.
Yeah, you had a guy last night named D. Roche come in. He kind of come out, so your pitching depth has gotten a lot deeper. It's going to give Jefferson a lot to think about, in this. But certainly they're going to go and they're regroup. They're going to get some books on some of you guys and some tendencies on those guys as well. So look for them to come out and learn from this. But tonight's all your night. Tonight's about Washington. You guys kind of said, hey, we're here. This is our year. And certainly some confidence, I would think, coming out of this.
Absolutely.
How's Tab doing?
He's good. I hope he's feeling good. Okay. I haven't really talked to him yet.
All righty. Congratulations. You're the player of the game, the WVU player of the game.
Yep, congrats, man. As we will switch Colin Reed off now headset-wise and get his head coach and JT DeSarno on as we wait for them to do the little switch around, give each other a hug. Big win tonight for Washington here on the road as we're now joined by Coach DeSarno. Congrats on the win, a very emotional one. 4 straight wins now after dropping your season opener. And as you said when I talked to you there pregame-wise, Road Warriors. Great win. You almost let it slip, but Colin was really able to just get back hitting-wise and then closing out the game to make the save. First off, what are your comments on Reed's performance?
Well, Colin's our captain on the team. We have 2 senior captains, and he's a junior. He was voted on as a captain by his teammates, and the way that he performs day in and day out, he deserves every bit of that.
he's certainly a hard worker. We see that in the offseason. We see it in the summer. We see him continue to work on it. He has a plan of attack when he's coming to the plate to hit, when he's pitching, of course. We was talking to him a little bit, as we talk about this game. It's a huge win, but still it's early. You got a lot of games ahead of you. You got to win in May. But what we've seen out of your lineup and out of, through Game Changer and following you guys when we're not here, is that your pitching depth is getting deeper and deeper. Tay and threw really well. Sedlock threw one heck of a game. He got that one inning there where they kind of got under his skin, messed up his timing a little bit, kept calling timeout, got some runners on, different things that create trouble for pitchers. But for the most part, it looks like the depth. Last night you had this guy named D. Roche comes out of the woodwork and gets an EPAC win. So, last year you were around, you've seen Jefferson, you guys had to take one pitcher and try to beat him twice. Looks like the depth in the pitching staff is as you move through the season, is going to be a big help for you.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of arms, and I think looking back at last year, like you said, we probably were about one arm short of getting the job done.
Yeah.
But I think we have plenty of guys that are ready to step up from the top all the way down through, and a guy like Alex that threw last night hadn't played since the pre-COVID days, and he kind of amped himself up throughout the preseason and then showed up for tryouts, ready to play, and he looked really good last night. So,
well, hats off to you for getting this team prepared. A lot of guys come into the stadium to beat before you get off the bus when you see the aura and the legendary and all the state championships. So, it looks like you guys are starting to kind of dust that off and see yourself as contenders that you can win here. Got a little chippy there. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that when it gets that way. Confidence and cockiness, a little chaos. Great for the EPAC. But it does look like when you guys get off this bus here, when they come to town, that they're going to have a dogfight. That maybe the confidence and maybe changing of the guard for you guys is something that you've strived for. We talked about it together earlier in the winter, what you guys had coming back, but these guys here in the Burgundy Gold are going to give you a fit every time you play them. So good luck to you guys the rest of the season. All right,
I appreciate it very much, guys.
Congrats, Coach. Thank you for joining us, and congrats on the win as well. As we will now wrap things up here on Talk Radio WRNR. Washington gets the win 5-4 over Jefferson here at Sager Field. Washington, with 4 straight wins now, improves to 4-1. Jefferson gets its first loss of the season, falls to 6-1. We'll take a final 2-minute break, and then you'll hear from Nick Verzolini on the other side of that break with the Modern Realty Results Scoreboard Show. For Avery Newport, Spencer Dupuis, Trip Tobin, I am Colin McLaughlin signing off here from Sager Field. 5-4 Washington Jefferson, your final score. Have a good night, everyone.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company a nice place to do business.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Modern Realty Results, and the Skinner Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.